lovers of freedom, and people of goodwill. My name's Mazi George Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom as one of the principal servants of indigenous people of Biafra, North London coordinator to be precise. Today is the 9th day of June 2023, year of our Lord, and it's 10 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, presumably the same time in the Holy Land of Biafra. We are once again congregated here as a hallowed platform that is standing in the gap of Radio Biafra. Biafra Alpha Power Media stand on that gap because as the Cabal have hijacked our mouthpiece, then it's imperative for us to lay things to bear whenever we have that time. Today is a bit of an emergency. A lot is happening, and we must let Biafrans know. Because whatever that happens within IPOB shall be discussed. We shall throw light to it. But this evening, without no wasting of our times, my monologue will always stand on the part of those that is pure IPOB members. I will always remind you about our vow we have made in this journey. Let it be told to every single one of us, specifically talking to the IPOB oath members. I'm not talking to Biafrans that are sympathizers from distance. I'm talking about those that have taken off their shoes and sworn an oath under IPOB. I will always remind you this because this was inspirational. I slept and this voice rang in my ears that I must reiterate this anytime I come on air. Some of you don't know the enormity behind the oath you have taken, but I will give you a little bit of insight. As we all today, so many of us are running from one pastor from a mom's house, trying to break the generational course. Now, you guys now have inherited another one that another generation, another 200 years will not fight it out. I'm making it abundantly clear there is no excuses. As you as an IPOB member, I know so many of us take that oath without even knowing. You know, some people get in the middle section of that oath, they opt out. But as long as you have taken that oath and took that vow, as our leader is today, languishing in the SS dungeon, the two parents have died, and so many of us have died under this particular family IPOB, under this solemn oath, that we shall restore Biafra, that we shall not let those that have died, even those that will die, we woke them up on 14th of, they have taught us. We don't blackmail people, we don't lie against anybody. Anything we told you is a gospel truth. So my advice to every single Biafra IPOB member specifically, I'm sending this message. Anytime I come on air, I will remind you, if you, as an oath member, acting ignorant in the name of I'm tired or I'm confused, woe betide your generation. I repeat, woe betide your generation. I will stop it here. Tonight is going to be specifically for a man that have soiled his hand by Stefania Jofor. I'm going to address a couple of things about him some of us did not know, and what has transpired from the day Onyendu was brought back to the zoo till date, and now what is transpiring. You see what I put here? Ejiofor does not know. Anybody should call Ejiofor and ask him, or tag him after this message, Ejiofor, to come out openly and tell Biafrans when was the last time he actually went and visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon by himself. I'm not talking about him sending one of his mistress to go there. And the most dangerous thing, Ejiofor have committed treason against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB at large by feeding Biafrans with a false information, by interpreting what Onyendu never uttered out with his mouth. This thing started from 2021, the day Onyendu was renditioned, brought to the zoo, was kidnapped from Kenya and brought back to the zoo. Ifeanyi Ejiofor treasuries towards Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is something that is deep that some of you will not understand. But I will tell you one thing tonight. I will take it one after another. When Onyendu was renditioned and appeared on that court on that 29th of June 2021, after a few weeks, they given Onyendu the opportunity to see his lawyer. Ejiofor never stepped foot in DSS dungeon. From August to December, Ejiofor never visited Onyendu. If Ifeanyi Ejiofor can come out and show Biafrans the evidence of visit to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from August 2021 to December, 4 months in counting, Ejiofor never paid Onyendu visit. Ejiofor was sending his mistress, one of his mistress, to meet Onyendu. And other lawyers are accompanying before Ejimaka come on board. And this is one of the things, that is where all things start falling apart. That is where Ejiofor started all this evil. In the name of his speaking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Then, that was the first time Ejiofor falsified the memo that he sent to the guidance principal, you call it memo, to Rita Eze. You see, that was the guidance principle that led for them to shut down the account. That the money was in that account was $747,000. Onyendu make mention of this particular fund on second to the last of his broadcast, I think on the 3rd, that some people are holding our money in America because Onyendu instructed. And I remember Charles Rabbi on a confident told me that this money, Onyendu instructed Madam Oyibo to move this money. Madam Oyibo said yes, but because they all knew that Onyendu was, because Madam Oyibo, all of them, they were in the know that Onyendu was in Kenya. What was happening to Onyendu? They were calling Onyendu on phone. The day Onyendu was rendition, every single one of them they were talking to Onyendu because Onyendu was supposed to held meeting with them, including the so-called dogs. They're claiming that they didn't know Onyendu was in Kenya. They're all liars. They know. All of them was in it. So now, the guidance principle which you have made available to you guys, Ejiofor sat down in his bedroom and drafted that and sent it to Rita Eze, in the name of new guidance principle where omitted Onyendu's name, that Onyendu's daughter does not require anymore. Once Madam Oyibo uttered a word, no one should ever say anything. Then that was where that woman have that particular memo to go to America, enacted it, and open Umeh account after they closed $747,000. Now, for the record, and for this sake, this penetrated IPOB finance. This is the deeds of Ejiofor. Now, when they talk about the prescription of IPOB, Hachina Samuel talking about the Gators of October, they're referring to the October. That was the same day Onyendu case was selected in court for obvious reason, because they brought Onyendu's case into it, right? Now, what about the case of 13th of October? We won that case in appeal court. Barrister Ezekiel and Ejiofor went in, and who knows what they arranged in court. The next thing we hear is the adjournment is in September. Who knows what they discussed? You're not aware of what they discussed. Now, some of you don't know that our leader is not being held for any criminal charges. It's just for civil charges. But guess what? The same Ejiofor pleaded to our leader to plead guilty on treasonable felony. I'm going to show you what treasonable felony stands for. He, as Onyendu's attorney, encourage Onyendu to him to plead guilty to treasonable felony because Ejiofor is facing criminal charges in the zoo because he defrauded individual. Ejiofor was just an ordinary property lawyer in Abuja before he gets in contact with Onyendu. Now, the problem we should be asking here, Ejiofor have not visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so how does he know about his welfare? How do they know? Including the Chike Doziem and their so-called the one is hiding in Ghana now with his girlfriend, Cindy Chisom Peters. These are the people that are coming to circumvent what they know in their lifetime. They wouldn't do anything. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this thing to you and giving you line by line what the, Ejiofor's treachery towards Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because it's enormous. Ejiofor was employed to work for IPOB. He's not a member of IPOB. He's not an IPOB member. But he have won so many cases in zoo prior to what transpired in his home, in his family house, or in Orifit and whatnot. But the question we are asking today is this. I'm going to play a couple audios here tonight, just to buttress on what I'm saying here. Like you always say, when we come on this platform, everything we do, we give you evidence to it. What I have told you now, I'm going to show you a guiding principle that was drafted by Ifeanyi Ejiofor and passed on to Rita Ezeisi. This is where all this problem started. This is where all this problem started. Now, on this particular guiding principle, on the E, he said every fundraising activities, it has to center in finance because they know that's the heart of IPOB. And Ejiofor, only case Ejiofor have won for IPOB is getting money to get our people out because we are paying money. Onyendu have said it over time. And he's the mediator, so he's not, if the zoo charge us 1 million, he will tell you 2 million. So he's been cutting and joining all this. Why? This is how their livelihood, this is how they've been surviving. Not that they have won any physical case, because Ejiofor could not establish that Onyendu house was invaded in 14 September 2017. Now, this particular garbage you see here was Ejiofor. This is one of the mechanization of Ejiofor. This is how Ejiofor destroyed the leadership, went into IPOB, and now the command and control they are shouting for. This is where the null and void here in this particular guiding principle, and that is what Chike Doziem, the vegetable, and his gang of criminals are operating till tomorrow morning. Now, what it says here on F is Rita Ezeisi is a deemed and authorized representative and has the authority to manage all financial operations, sign, execute documents and contracts in the name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Also, all documents draft and final must be sent to, forget about the BWGG, which is via formal, the so-called lobby group. Now, this is where all this whole thing started, and this is why it's dangerous. But a lot of people don't know. I have to remind you guys the genesis of what is happening today. And as is now, the same thing is repeating himself now concerning Onyendu's health. The question you should be asking Ejiofor is, Ejiofor, when was the last time you went to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to know how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is faring? How is health? Remember, I made a broadcast on Wednesday. And I told you, anytime China Sanwo-Olu come out and say something, that thing he's saying is opposite. They were shouting that DSS should not, Onyendu should not go under knife under DSS. Now, Onyendu, private practitioner have come sanctified to access Onyendu. Guess what? Like I said it on Wednesday, it was them that stopped it because they are the one that told DSS to stop those people that they wasn't aware of them. How would you know what is happening if you are not part of the what is going on? None of you visit our leader. When was the last time Ezekiel, the one he brought, the so-called Sam, went to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because you guys are gallivanting around. Anybody that got in contact with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is for that. It's just for them to collect money from Abuja and whatnot. Now, when China Sanwo-Olu wrote what he wrote on Tuesday, I did know that whatever China Sanwo-Olu has written was written by Ejiofor, because Ejiofor cannot write anything any longer. He does not write anything on his Facebook wall. Now he's one of those people who probably is getting paid by Facebook, you know. But first of all, I have to acknowledge our eminent, special counsel, which is Barrister Ejimako, and his tenacity and, consistency is the key. If you go through his tweet, as a man that has been employed to work for IPOB, he could see when a man is genuine and doing what he's been contracted to do. This is one of his, this is a numerous tweets that he tweeted. Most importantly, there's a video I'm going to play after this because it's very, very important. Even the Zoo now, the Zoo media carried it, recognizing that Onyendu sent a very clear message to the so-called new administration, Aswaju, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, based on that Biafra is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. So at the end of the day, we're going to be assessing Ejiofor and Ejimako, who is actually working for IPOB and who is against IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And it's not far-fetched in Ejiofor. It's very, very obvious. I have never spoke to Ejimako in my whole life. I don't need to. He worked for IPOB. All of us are under IPOB. So we have eyes we can see. We can read through the lines. And we've been in this position before. The same thing Obeta did, but Obeta did not have that much time. He was cut short. So just to let everybody know that Biafra still remain non-negotiable, because I don't know what you guys are fighting for. Are you guys still with Onyendu? IPOB hardcores, those that say they are tired. So if Onyendu still believe and standing on the ground that is IPOB, Biafra restoration is non-negotiable, and you're telling me you're confused. This is one of my monologue. I just made it abundantly clear to people to be wary of the oath you have taken. Do not mortgage your unborn children out of selfishness. Do not mortgage your unborn children out of selfishness. And as well, Meme actually said, I think on yesterday or 2 days ago, and that was a good news actually. Like I said before, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not die in DSS dungeon, And when I saw this write-off from Meme, because those that were shouting that anybody that went to Onyendu, they're going to send their media rat behind them, and if they couldn't get them, they will send their killer squad in Biafra land after them. But you guys are gold for doing noble, because Onyendu, we shall never abandon our leader. I'm going to read a little bit of this that Meme wrote. It says, I just finished seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at DSS Illegal Detention Center, Abuja. I informed him of what played out on Tuesday over his personal physician and ear specialist. Some people said that they wanted to, certain people, you are far, you are not there. These people you can't even see their face. They are saying what they told them. But this is from the horse's mouth. Now, he went to, now give Onyendu's update. Where is Ejiofor on this picture? Is my question. To you people to know how devilish and wicked this man is. How evil. Now, of which fronted at, he has insisted he must see his doctor as quick as possible. On other developments, the British High Commission Richard Montgomery met with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, met with MK yesterday in DSS. MK directly accused the British government and of Nigerian grand conspiracy to keep him in detention. We all know that yesterday in DSS dungeon, directly accused the British government and that of Nigerian grand conspiracy to keep him in DSS illegally. He made it clear to the British authority he was on a British passport in Kenya when he was renditioned, and if there is any crime committed, he should have been tried in Kenya, where he was taken back to Britain or British passport as a British passport holder. MKA now decide who visit him for clarity reasons. Now, did you hear it? MK decided who sees him on clarity's sake. Onyendu decide who sees him. My question tonight is this. Ejiofor, when was the last time you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon? Is this MK now decide who visit him for clarity reasons? Onyendu is a spirit, so he knows. Okay, and like I said, this is right up Chidan Sanwo-Olu right up. You know, this the sentimental gospel they always come with. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and this particular write up here, he say has become compelling, that is important to subject Cabal prejudice and all that, blah blah blah. All these things is what he wrote before about Onyendu Ejiofor, and now this particular memo here is what I think after the broadcast I made on Wednesday. I don't know what's going on with them. Ejiofor cannot write anymore. But for your information, as you can see, Meme said it in his write-up that MK decided who visit him for clarity's sake. Now, this particular memo is not coming from the vegetable himself. We know who read this memo. This memo is Ejiofor. Just like Retails said at the end of this program, I'm going to put our voice again. Chikedozie was meant to put that particular guidance principle in our code and our letter heading. Then, but he couldn't do it because he didn't know where things were. Then Onyendu was just newly renditioned. So he couldn't have dared then because they don't know what's going to happen. But as soon as now they're becoming clearer to them, just like the same script that happened 2015, they felt that Onyendu will not come out. Now he's become emboldened. Now, the same thing has happened here because Ejiofor cannot write anything on his wall, even in Facebook. He doesn't tweet. He become dormant. But when you look at this thing was written yesterday, just look at this. I'm gonna read a little bit of this. Yeah, I'm said because I put it Ejiofor, Barrister Ejiofor press statement for avoidance of doubt. This memo is not and void, but I'm reading it for you to extract something and think about if these people actually want Mazi Nnamdi candidate. I said it for months. You know, when I pick on things, just like when I picked on Chidan Sanwo-Olu, some people we are still slumber. They still sleeping, don't understand the reality of things. We don't mice words. We say it the way it is, and no apology because I'm not blackmailing. I'm saying the fact. This is a pure truth here. This is not Chikedozie. He doesn't have balls now. But read through, he said on the 8th of June 2023, the Directorate of State of Indigenous People of Biafra has deemed it extremely imperative to, you know, this English all the time, to make it a public statement and clarification regarding the issues of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra's health, and plan for him to undergo surgery while still in the custody of DSS dungeon. I mean, question is this, is that what plan have these people have for Onyendu? What plan have they have for our leader? They don't see Onyendu, so how do they know? Meme just said it, that Onyendu decides who sees him. Probably doesn't want to see him. So, what are you going to do? Anybody, any of these idiots that question Onyendu, what they should do is they buy ticket ASAP. Chidan Sanwo-Olu is hiding in Ghana with Chinsondrim Cindy. Go down to the zoo and go to the DSS dungeon and go and meet Mazi Nnamdi. Like Soludo did. None of them, they couldn't do it. Now, firstly, and for clarity's sake, the lead counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the matter instituted against him by the Nigerian government, which matter is now before the Nigerian Supreme Court, is Barrister Mike Ezekweme. We know Mike Ezekweme was a common flag. Ejiofor was facing criminal trial, and he cannot stand to see Ejimako take charge as the lead counsel. It's not something to compare. Don't get me wrong. Ejimako is an international counsel, and you can't take it away from him. And you can see the difference between the both men. Their professionalism is, you know, you can't put it in scale to weigh them. But he brought Ezekweme. Ezekweme is in same. I don't care if it's Sam or Malame is the what is it called? The Attorney General Alamajiri. So talk less of do I care about his qualification? But we're talking about integrity. You know, because he brought him just to cover everybody. He brought Sam. We don't need it. Assist by Barrister. Now he assists them, but he brought him. Barrister Ejiofor and others. Any matter therefore concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why still being detained at the facility of DSS, whether such issue pertain to his health or otherwise, must be brought to the knowledge and attention of the lead counsel to show you that this is Ejiofor. Ejiofor, you are the lead counsel. When was the last time you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 101? Does Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to see you? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't need you. Onyen does not. You're working for us. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can decide to sack you tonight. You're nobody. It is not Nnamdi Kanu does not owe you anything. He can decide to have another lawyer for another attorney different from you, representing him. It's not your. You don't have the audacity to question when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decide to make moves on his own. This is what we people should take. Look at this particular memo here. I have told you. They told the DSS. Now they are arguing that DSS should not undergo through treatment in DSS. Now his personal physician that now arranged, requested for, they blocked it as well. It is very clear to Biafrans. Because we'll be saying this, we've been clear, people think we are joking here. This is Ifeanyi Ejiofor dealings. The Directorate of State of Injustice of Biafra can no longer tolerate anyone or people who are either driven by, personaria or consideration of other motivation or endanger the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Who is doing that? This is you. This is actually you. Because, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu younger brother always go to see his elder brother. Because his brother is not your brother. You are just an employer who employ you to work for us. And if you're not doing the job, to hell with you, mate. You get me? Because this is becoming disgusting now, mate. You know what I mean? I can't stand this garbage here. But the reason why I'm reading this to Biafrans to see that this guy has gone haywire. They cannot control themselves anymore. They're disconnected from the reality. You know what I mean? So now, it's now impunity. They are the one now blocking the personal physician to Onyendu. People say they want to give him anesthesia, he's going to sleep. Standard in every operation, they dead in the area they're supposed to do the operation. You're not going to sleep, you idiots. I will get to that. So now, this is the write-up. But I just want you guys now, start mentioning names. Yeah? Okay, it comes down to, says, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gets involved in any surgery must be conducted on him because they are not doctors but lawyers. Who says so? Barrister Ejimako, Emmanuel Kanu, and others working in cohorts with them must retrace their steps and desist from visiting the DSS office with people they call doctors without the knowledge of Barrister Zekome. Barrister Zekome, they don't need clarification. They don't need clarification from Zekome to go and visit Onyendu for crying out loud. Zekome employed him. I don't understand where this is coming. Mazi Nnamdi can decide who sees him. Onyendu can decide tomorrow to sack all of you together. You don't have the power to say that. This is bunkum. It's just the time he wrote some garbage, he's suing someone that live in Finland while he's living in the zoo. Right? It's very pathetic on this kind of, writing this with IPOB letterhead. That's why I took it away. This is Ejiofor speaking here. He brought a Zekome to intimidate people. It can be that the general of the zoo, we don't care. It's working for us. He's getting paid. So he doesn't decide who goes see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decide who sees him. And Umeh have said it. So I want to make it abundant. Biafrans just know that whatever happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Ifeanyi Ejiofor should be held responsible. And his cohorts. This garbage here have proven to us that now they block the private practitioner, the private doctors are supposed to see Onyendu, to examine Onyendu. They blocked it. Because they told DSS that they shouldn't allow the doctors to see our leader. Which Umeh have now. I just read it in this particular same, my document that I just brought up here. So now, it goes on to say that the lead counsel, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, how come those that were never present when the understanding was reached to have Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's personal doctor involved in deciding the issue of his surgery? This is petty to me. This is petty. Ejiofor, you are just ordinary lawyer that been getting paid from IPOB. Nobody owes you any explanation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the family can decide to do otherwise. You have got no power because you don't know better. And you are not seeing Onyendu. My question, let Ejiofor come and give us the record of him visiting Mazi Nnamdi in person. For the last 3 weeks. Let me just put it just closely. For the last 3 weeks. So they should wait for you. You're in your bedroom or in your office. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, to make decision on Mazi Nnamdi's issues in health affairs. Well, like everybody have seen it, it is not really. I will continue to finish it up because we need to know what their plans are. You know, so those that were not involved now deciding, they are not deciding. It is what Onyendu said, and now and his personal vision without informing the Sam. Who this Sam is? Don't intimidate thought with Sam. Excellency is still working for IPOB, working for Mazi Nnamdi tomorrow morning. You know, employee cannot be bigger than employer. You see, like Excellency become the Sam, become the Chief Justice of Nigeria, and he become Mazi Nnamdi lawyer is working for Onyendu and IPOB at large. We don't care about his qualification. He just getting paid. So this is the reason why I brought Excellency to intimidate people. Excellency need to retrace his steps because we don't understand what he's doing. He shouldn't play this double standard with Ejiofor. He better himself walk away if he have a dignity now. I'm saying it loud and clear here tonight. We don't care if he's the SCJ of the Zoological Republic. It's not our problem. Yeah? They know how the system operates, and that's why they start for IPOB finance. Lastly, he said the Director of State of Indigenous Biafra wish to therefore to inform IPOB family worldwide and Biafrans in general that if there's any individual to wait by stage McCoy, Emmanuel, and those working with them, their names are known to us. Continue on this path they have chosen. They and the Nigerian government anywhere is buncombe. Everybody have seen this memo. Just to know that, you know, the last paragraph is exactly the position they are into now. Because if Emmanuel could come out and tell us what happened, Ejimako is saying the same thing. He's saying contrary. Who is saying the truth? We are not kids here. And this one is actually this is a publication from Vanguard. Kanu unjustly held for staying of execution. Family cries out. So it's a long article which I will encourage everybody, if you have time, to go and read it. Now I'm gonna take this off here. Another thing again I want to point out tonight is this particular memo. This is all Ejiofor's meltdown and his complicity and duplicity that I have caused in IPOB. This one here was the memo that come from Nnamdi Ejiofor, an associate, which is one of the barristers that represent our leader. And Onyendu, this is official document with his letterheading. Ejiofor was copied here on the 13th. Look at, yeah, this is 12th article. The 13th said copies of these memos is to be sent to Chike Doziem Ifeanyi Ejiofor, ESK. Keep one for MMK. Has Ejiofor commented about this memo till tomorrow morning? The answer is no. Tells you all you need to know about Ejiofor. Ejiofor is the biggest enemy that we know now as it stands. There's something I want to put up here as well before maybe I'm gonna play some voices now. You know, because at the end of the day, it's very, very important that everything we do, we put up a now. Like I said, treasonable felony, probably Ejiofor didn't know what treasonable felony means, but at the end of the day, I brought it here because he's asking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to actually plead guilty on treasonable felony. He only committed no crime. Treasonable felony definitions and meanings mean an act that shows an intention of committing treason accompanied by any further act to carry out that intention. You know, so at the end of the day, and why treason is a punishable by death, and is a treasonable felony. Onyendu committed no crime which known to any man. Onyendu was abused. Onyendu, what happened to our leader is a crime on his own. And the man we're talking about, this guy, this China, this is this man here, Ejiofor. Ejiofor, I don't know the devil that have taken over you, but whatever that is going through your head, when I see you start bleaching and all that kind of stuff, I don't want to go into personal people's life, but at the end of the day, the evil that you have committed is haunting you. That's one thing I know. The evil that you have committed is haunting you. And you and your generation will not come out of this. Mark my words somewhere. And this is not a joke. This is reality. Because you guys, what you guys are doing, I don't know what you want to achieve. You are employed to work for IPOB. Now you become the enemy within. He came to destroy Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB, but your generation will be sorry, you know. And I want again to you know, because our international council, which is Barrister Ejimako, will always say it the way it is. I think this tweet was today's tweet, and he said, regarding the blackmail directed at the sincere effort to get proper medical care for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the word is independent, as an independent doctor or hospital personally chosen by Hatch Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not a doctor or hospital chosen by DSS or someone else. Case closed. This is very, very concise. Now, this is why you should be careful of what you absorb. Ejiofor have committed treason against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB at large. Because misinformation is a crime. You're sitting in your comfort zone, sending your mistress to go to DSS dungeon, which you don't see that individual, when you don't discuss with them. When they come out, whatever they hear, maybe the breeze carry word past their ear, they will come and tell you. Then you jumped up to go and write. This is very clear here. I think it is in Premier Times as well. He's copied it there, Premier Times. Ejimako has come out to say that regarding the blackmail directed at the sincere effort to get proper medical care for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the word is independent. Independent, as in independent doctors or hospital, personally chosen by MMK, not doctor or hospital chosen by DSS or someone else. Case closed. This is very clear. I hope everybody have taken this home. Because when China Sanwo-Olu started shouting that DSS, Onyenu should not go into under knife on DSS, all this things was distraction. First of all, they will film it to distract people. But it's settled here. Now, because whatever our international, our special counsel says is the way Onyenu have said it. I don't have any doubt in that, because I can see from the way the message come. It is undiluted, and everybody will have had it. This is not DSS choosing doctor or hospital. It is Onyenu's independent choosing, but Ejiofor and the gang of criminal in DOS blocked it. I want Biafrans to know that when they started shouting, the day China Sanwo-Olu wrote that, Ejiofor wrote it and give them. And now I have given Chikedoze memo to come and give you. You think it's them? No, it's Ejiofor. But you see, let Ejiofor tweet in his Twitter handle or write to encounter. I think you know that Ejiofor have written disclaimer against Ejimako before. When this thing happened last year, I knew that something was fishy. He cannot come in. Even the last court they went, you could see when Ejimako was leaving, he was stumbling to speak to Ejimako because Ejimako was going to see Onyendu. I have the video, I can play it. After the court, him and Ezekome was there. They were galvanizing around, doing nothing. If these people were sincere, after that, all of them should together from there to the DSS dungeon, but they won't go there because they have a different agenda. He granted interview, making himself popular, and they'll be calling them from back, giving them money. We all know all these things. I'll move on. So now I just want to play a video where the Zoo media were actually, I like this way they analyze about Onyendu's making it abundantly clear that Biafra is non-negotiable, and it is obvious that we need to let people see when they say something that is good, and we'll recognize it as well. I just want you to listen to this.
Because Nnamdi Kanu just sent a message to Tinubu. This is clear. This is a message directly to the president of Nigeria.
Okay.
whatever is going on, the determination for the state of Biafra, the nation of Biafra, is non-negotiable. He has made a very one statement, but fully packed. Yeah. Now, what is this government? Tinubu did say he's going to negotiate. I think that's one of the things he said during the campaign and all of that. Now, some people might say it's too early.
I think that was when he came to Ebonyi, when he made it, or Imo, one of them.
I can't really remember now. Yeah. Issues around security are very key, whether our economy is going to survive. Just like Peter Mbas said, you cannot be inviting people to come in to invest in your state, and then your state is being made to remain in a state of doldrum economically, especially with the Monday sit at home, which he started to fight head on. And for me, that is what I call proactive leadership. Don't just do the talking, you should be seen doing the work. And now, one would expect that by now, again, the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, would have come out to give us at least a basic idea where he's going on some of these issues. Well, Nnamdi Kanu have thrown the first die, which is whatever you want to negotiate, whatever you think you want to talk to us about, this nation of Biafra is non-negotiable. This shouldn't have been if steps had been taken by the previous governments to begin to discuss with Nnamdi Kanu prior to this time. This statement wouldn't have, because whether you like it or not, that is making this statement coming directly from Nnamdi Kanu through his lawyer, basically told his followers, it's game on. No retreat, no surrender. That's basically what he just did. And now what that goes to show is, if the conflict entrepreneurs aspect of IPOB agitation, if they were going to wonder which way forward, he has just fueled them again. The Simon Ekpa angle of it. If you're looking at his people who have been kind of calm and all of that, he has just sent them a clear message, even in public, to say, the deal we had for the nation of Biafra is still on. So the question is, are we going to see the president body language was looking for?
The reason why I allow this to play, you hear the lady said that he mentioned name, and not saying that his people are quiet. You know, anybody that told you that these people does not listen to whatever IPOB do, the world listen to Radio Biafra. Onyendu brags about it. Universities call Radio Biafra. They listen to learn. I'm not talking about Radio Biafra today, but I can hear the lady said, because these are people in the media, they're confused. But as point I'm picking up, it's not about mentioning Simon Ekpa's name. To me, it's really not, it's quite irrelevant. But the point is, he said his people, he used the word, his people are quiet. Does that make any sense? Does it make, what does it tell you? What signal does that send? People know. And these people, China Sanworu, including Chike Doziem, just like when Sanudo came, he said that IPOB is now working with us. He said that IPOB have emphatically come out and said that they are not part of the criminals in the state. These people, and this man wanted Onyendu out now, today and tomorrow. But when he realized that this is the real enemy, the man now distanced himself, and Anambra distanced himself. That's why he's teaching us and what is going away, because money, arguably, whether you want to believe it or not, Anambra have businessmen, and there's money in Anambra. Not because I'm from Anambra, but it's something he cannot argue. It's natural stuff. It's there. So, but he now is section Anambra, but they can hear. This is Zoom media. It is not me. And I have my reason why I allow it. That is, people are quiet. Onyendu 2017. It is not because Ejiofor win any case for IPOB. Onyendu was granted bail based that Onyendu did nothing. And the pressure they were going through. There was pressure. I mean, there was pressure on the zoo government. And they have to succumb. That is why our leader was granted a stringent bail. And at the end, 14 September, they invaded the house to kill him. 28 men fall, including Jack, and still counting. That took the two parents till tomorrow morning. So I know why I played that audio. For clarity's sake, that there are people are quiet. Take it home. Shows you that those that Mazi Nnamdi kept on him affair have compromised. It's very simple. Who jumped on bandwagon now become opportunist. I'm not judging anybody. Whatever you can do to restore Biafra, entirely do it. Monday sit at home was enacted by Chike Doziem and Chinasa Nworu. So all the deaths, all the mayhem that have happened on Monday, who liable to Chike Doziem is in audio. He said, I will take the full responsibility. So whoever is acting, perpetrating crime under the guise of Monday sit at home, is all these things is on Chike Doziem's head. He can't get away with it. I don't care who is doing what. It's not my problem. Because you see, in any case, one thing happened. You have to find out, lay foundation of what caused that problem. If there's an accident, you find out you couldn't that accident could not happen again to prevent it. Now, question is this: who declared Monday ghost town in Biafra land? Where was it declared? Radio Biafra. Who announced it? Chinasa Nworu. Who asked him to do with Chike Doziem? And Chike Doziem have come out and tell that he will accept the responsibility because he was publicly questioned Mazi and Kanu. What was the reason why to call off the sit at home? That ends it. But the lady said that his people are quiet. That is one thing I want you to take. Nothing else. Now, I want to play a couple voices here tonight because we want to buttress whatever I've said here. I'm not gonna be here for another 15 minutes. This is Nwaslavu's voice. I want you to listen to him when he was threatening people and all that. And I will say something as well,
International.
All of you used to see it. They come on social media. They will sack Chike Doziem. Onyendu will sack Chike Doziem. He will sack the DOS. All of you are seeing it. Am I the one saying, is it not all on social media? These are destruction, distracting the struggle, and they are being controlled by government fifth columnists. They don't know some of them don't know what they are doing. Some of them knew. Mazi, for 1 year plus, when Onyendu, everybody remembered it. For 1 year plus, when Onyendu was caught, IPOB case, do you understand me? IPOB proscription as a terrorist group in the Nigerian Court of Law. It was there. Everybody could remember when we fought for this, when we fought for that, fought for this. Please, let peace be there. At the end of the day, which date did they get us for the next court of appeal for our case? 16th October. Do they want us to clap for them? Whoever got the case, whoever got that date, do they want us to clap for them? Because most of them left what they're supposed to be doing as legal practitioners. They are interfering in IPOB. That is why they got us 16th October 2023. And from Monday that they are going to visit Onyendu, any of them that comes and write rubbish, Akachineke, this night IPOB media warriors descend on that particular person and tear him apart. If you finish tearing him apart, I will wire on ground. You come back to this night, Mazi. Whether you are IPOB lawyer, whether you are special counsel to Makachineke, I am saying this thing this evening. From Monday, IPOB members, everybody listening. If you see anybody, whether it is Onyendu siblings, whether it is any lawyer, he says he's representing IPOB, he comes outside on social media and writes nonsense that will affect the struggle, every media warrior descend on that person. If we find him on social media, we don't find, we will send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because they are the one causing trouble in this struggle.
Yeah, it's very, very important that we understand. I've talked about the debt they got us on the IPOB prescription. I've said it from on the beginning of this program. I'm explaining and what transpired. So, but it's good that it's coming out from his own mouth. At the end of the day, the most trusted, as he called himself, a GO4, and now he brought Excellency to playing ping pong with IPOB, and we are saying it is not going to happen, not a while under our watch. For tonight, actually, even there was not a time, all of them was working together, including Simon Ekpa. But this is what Simon Ekpa said about him as well. You need to listen to it. It's very important. Because like I said, when we do things, we always have our evidence right.
The people that have distinguished themselves, and we have seen things happening. Ejiofor made me to believe that Aloy Ejimako is a very bad person who don't know his left from the right. Today, Aloy Ejimako walk, speak for him. Aloy Ejimako is not running on. So I'm not here to brush him or anything. No, I have my own standard, how I assess people. Aloy Ejimako walk is speaking. We have seen Unuma here. We have seen many, at least 2 times now. Ejimafo could not even use the work of Aloy Ejimako as an evidence. Nobody know what Ejiofor is doing until Ezeko may enter this case. So if I am, if you know, like them, I would have started attacking Aloy Ejimako. When Onyendu was kidnapped, Ejiofor don't know what is extraordinary rendition. Ejiofor did not know that when a state commits crime, automatically they cannot sit and have the moral justification to try the person in a different crime. Ejiofor don't know this law. Ejiofor told that why should Aloy Ejimako come? That he should come and tell him where it is in Nigeria law. Hey! I laugh. I hope he is listening to me. Today, it is the same Nigeria court who Ejiofor say that he does Aloy Ejimako should come and show him where it is in law, have exonerated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of any crime. The same law have also faulted Nigeria government or criminal activities against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by kidnapping him from Kenya.
You know, sometimes even a madman can make a sense. What he's saying is fact. And I've said it over time. But the reason why I'm bringing all this back tonight, so people to remember where Ejiofor, they were together. Someone out for 7,000 they share. Everybody called their own share there. He knows. I said it from the beginning of this program. Ejimako and Ejiofor has no comparisons. But because of the nature, the nature of our average Igbo man, jealousy and greed will not let him. That's why he brought Ezekome. Ezekome is brought, he want to intimidate us with Sam. As if Ezekome is working for free for IPOB or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Ezekome is not doing what you ask him to do, let him get out and go to hell. Nobody cares. Including both of them. Or you can sack both of them if you decide tomorrow, you don't have decided. MK, only person choose who can come and see him for clarity's sake. Meme said it, verbatim. Now, what he's saying here, I'm allowing it to play tonight because we need to show you. We don't blackmail people. This is the same guy that all of them was wine and dining. But at the end of the day, what happened? Ejiofor has gotten. Ejiofor is facing charges, criminal charges in Nigerian government. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is facing civil charges. So how can he defend Onyendu? How? When Bruce Fem said it, all hell let loose. Because he told them the truth. How can a criminal defend someone that is not a criminal? Tell me where it happened anywhere in the world. Ejiofor is a common man, is a criminal.
Because Ejiofor have ulterior motive back then that many don't know. You see, when I start to keep things, the same people have been attacking Aloy Ejimako. The same people. For the past 1 year, they have blackmailed Aloy Ejimako. The same people attack Bruce Fem. I do not know whether those people are not representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have attacked Bruce Fem. They have attacked Aloy Ejimako. And in all this attack, only one person is engineering it. The person is Ejiofor. I know what Ejiofor told me. You know, it is not yet. I'm going to be bringing evidence. I know what he told me about Ejimako. So if I am an illiterate like them, by now I would have done so many programs on Ejimako based on information this idiot gave me.
I think all of us listen to what Simon is saying. I don't blow up Simon trumpet. I never listened to him for one day. But this particular video, we had it because it's very vital. We keep vital information. And I think it's the right time to play to remind Biafrans. Whatever they had is their problem. But this is an actual fact. Because Ejiofor, for 4 months, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was held in the SS dungeon. Ejiofor never see our leader. Everything he was doing was based on sending his mistress, you know, airwaves. Now he's fabricating stories and falsifying documents and trying to undermine IPOB. Because Chikerezen could not use our letterheading to write what Madam Yibo was asking. If you listen to the 747,000 program we normally stream all the time, Chikerezen could not use IPOB letterheading to put it in writing. That particular principle guidance. Before Ejiofor now, connive with the lawyers in America, and I tell the woman that now you can give you the power of attorney to go and do it. That was what happened. But after Chikerezen now, they indoctrinated Chikerezen come to the Biafra now, announced Umeh account, which he was aware, which Kanu Takanu said. I've asked people, if we follow what Kanu Takanu have said, Kanu Takanu is Onyendu's younger brother and a bona fide IPOB member. And I respect everybody. If it's not because of Kanu Takanu is Onyendu's younger brother, I said it from day one that Kanu Takanu concern should be every sincere IPOB member's concern. Sit at home. Kanu Takanu tweeted that because of the NECO, Onyendu suspended 72 hours to avert killing of our people. British Navy boat was hanging in the Battle of Biafra. There. Nobody knows about this. I done program concerning this. Now, this particular Umeh account, the same Kanu Takanu said this is a falsified account because he spoke to them in private. They refuse. He's a member of IPOB, control his own quota. His 2 parents have died, and I think he'll fold the hand and watch it to destroy what the family have labored for and IPOB have died for, including their own parents. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, what Simon just said tonight, hearing about Ejiofor, because we need to give you gist of who Ejiofor is. Everybody go to his wall. All his writing is sentimental. Ejiofor, we implore you to work. If we want someone to pray for us, we'll go and employ pastor. We don't need that from you. Keep it professional. Tell us what's going on with Onyendu. Concisive. I don't care about whom. I'm not. We don't need you to tell us about ourselves. You're not an IPOB member. If you're one, join and act like one. Okay, now, you know, there's something I want to say here tonight. These individuals in Radio Biafra, these people, they gave microphone Radio Biafra because I remember Radio Biafra, the first person on extension in IPOB that had the correspondent of Radio Biafra was, despite Biafran Television, was Motherland IKECHUKWU, anchored by IKECHUKWU in South Africa. Before, I think Ike Peters came, before Alozie came, and before these people, I don't know who these people are. Because some people we are doing Shabbat, Shalom. There was one guy that lived in UK here. And I think one time Charles Rabbi was coming on Radio Biafra. I've been in Radio Biafra before then because there's no need for that. But what I'm saying, the people, they actually give slot and microphone. Now, I need to be specific. This guy they call Jonathan Chinedu. Jonathan Chinedu. Yeah? I think that's his name. Jonathan Chinedu. Kenneth or whatever his name is lives in France. And yeah, Jonathan Kenneth, he lives in France. Now, he's the French national coordinator. We never heard of national coordinator in France before. Nobody knows his name. Ironically, this guy have never for one day introduced himself and say his position in IPOB to show you they're not real. Their faces are not known. Alozie is a veteran. Ike Peter is a veteran. We know who they are. We see that IKECHUKWU, we know who IKECHUKWU. Uchemofo extension is our deputy. We know who Uchemofo is. Majority of people, even the people that live in countries, you know who they are. Now, Jonathan Kenneth lives in France. I remember that day, this Azubike, this mad dog in America, saying that he lives in London. He doesn't live here in UK because if he lives out, I would definitely know who the person is. But he never introduced himself because automatically every national coordinator is a member of the DOS. He never introduced himself as a member of DOS like China Senworu do. All of them, any national coordinator, continental rep, they are all equal. To be fair. In hierarchical in IPOB. Because continental, just like a coordinator with your subordinates. So continental rep and the national coordinator in your continent, you're always in meeting together. So there's no, that literally the same rank. Right? So none of these individuals have mentioned their position in IPOB. It is quite appalling. But these people now have politicized our platform. The one they call Nwachineke, the one that broke the news that Onyendu has been poisoned. That people should go out and start breaking people's properties. That one as well is from, I think the guy is the national, I think Indonesia is in the Indonesia national coordinator. That particular individual. Malaysia is the Malaysia national coordinator. If I'm not mistaken. Anthony Obilo, aka Nwachineke. Anthony Obilo, aka Nwachineke. These are hidden monsters. They don't introduce themselves with what they are in IPOB. I don't listen to Radio Biafra. To be fair, I don't listen to these individuals. I'm gonna lie to you. Jonathan, I used to when I have time, but when they switch into something different, there's no need for me to listen to them. This is why I'm mentioning it tonight is that now I want to play Jonathan's voice and this Nwachineke. Everybody remember that Nwachineke was one that asked people to go and start burning people's house down, that Onyendu was poisoned in DSS dungeon. This guy lives in Malaysia. He knows nothing. And he's a national coordinator. For one day, nobody knows. What we ask him, why are you hiding your face if you're an IPOB principal servant? Why are you hiding your face? You are the biggest coward of all time. And it's about time no one to come to Radio Biafra, to anchor Radio Biafra, that people does not know who that person is. If people in Biafra land will know who they are, then why are people living abroad hiding their faces? If these people are not people sabotaging what we are doing, for crying out loud. Let's listen to Chinedu Jonathan first. And Nwachineke before the mad dog in South Africa. I want to play their voices for a reason. I've done with a Jofo. All I want to tell people that the Jofo is the one holding Mazi and Kanu in DSS dungeon with his gang of criminals. He is the king leader. The Cabal leader is a Jofo. He can't speak anymore. Now he's deaf and dumb. Now he's opposing. Now he won't write about himself. He's talking about Sam. Ezekome is just an employee to IPOB. I don't give F what his position and his degrees are. It means nothing to IPOB. If I'm paying you, it doesn't matter what your degrees are. You're working for me. End of discussion.
International.
There are people still that we say, no, why are you doing this now? Oh, why are you doing this? No need of showing this on video, on Facebook. And when you don't put anything, people will think, oh, nothing is happening. Why not show us what is happening? So I see it's a problem. We have this problem. IPOB is doing something every blessed day. That is why we are progressing. Mazi, Chinasa, Mazi, Nasi. I don't know. There is some. Let me. I will take this caller that I've been calling since, please. But you continue and say something on what our brother said, please, before we close.
Mazi, you know, some people will say, like you just mentioned, you know, some people will say, you launched ESN, why did you even Onyendu launch ESN? Why did he show it people to the world? You know, people will also complain. There were complaints like that. No need to show them. But they used to be there. The military will make marching. They will say we are launching operation this. They march. countries will, from time to time, they show that the people are intact. Men, he was there. People are there. They say, oh, the ESN is destroyed. And they don't know. If you allow this wrong impression to go on, people continue to. They cannot dictate for us what we doing and what we know. We know better than what they are talking. When they come to the leadership, they will understand what is happening. They will have the kind of information we have, and they'll be able to make their own decision. One thing is this, like that our brother said, do something. You know, Mazi, he said we should, if you only focus on
our great Biafrans, great Biafrans, Ibondoman, how a Pachagon Katan, even lawyer onion do and where idea. Okay, put you onion, Jessica, Jabonian dog, how I sign the chime, everything, approve. And you're quite idea. Okwa maka gullibility because so was cowardice too much. I for be good, I like you get ban. Eba ye dialogue, webe the Sarana, in Manuel Kana.
Yeah, this is the voice of the cowardice that lives in Malaysia, call himself Mwachineke, ranting on Radio Biafra. Now, he's now mentioning names of people. The same guy that on Radio Biafra shouting that the same Mazi Nnamdi is talking about now, he forgotten that he told Biafrans that Mazi Nnamdi was poisoned. He has just forgotten that. Now, the same person, this is how gullible. And he just saying, he's just using the right word to himself. You know, he mentioned him, Kanu Takano, Madam Nenyanya, and they asked him. He said Onyendu was poisoned. This same person said it. That people should come out on the street and start burning house down and whatnot. I'm just telling you the kind of destructive and agendas these people have. They don't mean well. All of them from A to Z, one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. Because he's talking, you're not there. Nobody know even this video. His camera was on the floor. He's talking, speaking from dark. You can't see his face. He's talking to Biafra. And I don't understand why people should listen to people that though because they gave you microphone, but the question now is that who is these individuals? If people in Biafra land are hiding their faces, why someone, even our African rep, Terry Nemi, before he become African rep, his picture is known. And he's still there, he doesn't hide, he come to meet him, put on his camera. IKECHUKWU will know who he is, Alonso will know who he is, my IPOB will know who they are. Who is this Jonathan and this Nwachineke? Who knows them? I want to see their pictures. If you're an IPOB member, show us who you are. You are national coordinators of a country. People that live in France and Malaysia. Obilo is from Malaysia. Kenneth Jonathan Chinedu lives in France. National coordinator. So who is he coordinating? That is never mentioned one day on Radio Biafra.
Ejimako is a trained lawyer in US. Nifa ha chọrọ ime oziki agazie treat chazi onye ndu instead onye obula ga-agbakọtazi aka na press on ka onye ndu ka use ya ka onye ndu ji wee pụta asizie mba ka aga treat ya secretly ama.
Anyway, the reason why I allow this to play because it's not making any sense. And the point, the reason why I mentioned their name tonight is that any sensible IPOB member should now stop. If you guys even call them on radio, ask them what is your position in IPOB? Where do you live? Why are you hiding your face? Ask Jonathan Chinedu. Why are you hiding your face? What is your Facebook account? Obilo Nwachineke, what is your Facebook account? Why are you hiding your face? If you guys are not the real moles, you come here to accuse people that you know nothing. You are the people that want Mazi Nnamdi to die in the SS dungeon, but Oga don't know. Finally, I want you to listen to this voice before I will comment on it because we told them that they're going to eat their flesh of their own flesh. I think we are joking, but this is just the beginning.
Internet.
But I will not support you. Radio Biafra that belongs to all of us. in a castigate Christianity. Now, the leadership of IPOB, now my platform. It's impossible. Simon, or any autopilot member insult to God, the leadership of IPOB, as much as those who claim to be IPOB media warriors. Now, some of them. I repeat, because Emanon Kucha, can only push most of them to Simon.
I hope you guys listen to what this clown just said. You know, when they speak, they don't understand the enmity of the word. They say, who pushed them to Simon? Did you hear him said it? Now, they will continue to expose themselves. That's one thing I want to say here tonight. I said this before, maybe last year. You know, like, for instance, it's not common here in UK, but like America, yeah? When FBI or CIA investigating a syndicate, it takes them years to actually, because they want to investigate, they don't catch the person. Maybe you're an errand boy. No, they want to get the people that is involved. They must get the whole team. So when this thing operation take place and they finally succeed, they now start cutting deals. Now, when they held these individuals, they put them in a different penitentiary. Now they start questioning them. Your corporation determine how many years they're going to give you. There's so many people in America, once you testify against anybody, now as you have a state protection, probably they move you away from your state, change your identity and everything. Is common in America. Two things will happen. Is either they do that or they take your life. Once you work for the CIA or agent as an informer, then your life is in danger. This individual, they have used them to blackmail enough people in IPOB. Is that today they don't have any voice anymore? Because they know we are watching them. The one they call Hungry Ostraman that died miserable. Like I said, his generation will eat concrete. His generation for what he did. Now he's saying it with his own mouth. But he had him say that they pushed them to Simon. I said it, these are disgruntled IPOB members, fragile ones. For him to use the word, he pushed them to Simon Ekpa. He said it with his own mouth. To see, this is a systematic work. Because people like us, if we are not strong, probably will find ourselves in that kind of position. But we are taught well. He just said it, they pushed them. Who are the autopilot? What is autopilot? But just said that no, the people that are opposing themselves now as the media warrior, that they're worse than the autopilot. So, but you push them to Simon Ekpa. Just to listen to them. You see, can it make sense out of what they're saying? This is just the beginning.
Kelunde that work with them till death are confessing. Till death. For confessing. So.
Yes, fellow comrade and lovers of freedom, it's very important. Allow them to play, but you know what? Only truth can stand the test of time. And I will owe no apology to anybody. Anytime we come on air, we will state the facts and what is happening in IPOB, regardless who might think is hurting them. But whatever you sow in this life is what you reap. As now, they are now turning the gun against themselves. He just said it. Those they push, that is what destroying IPOB within. It was a systematic work. And this is what we came out to fight. Some people think we are not here to exchange words or counter anybody. We are specifically on IPOB affairs. Issues that bother in IPOB, that's what we deal with. I don't get involved in things that don't concern IPOB. I don't post things that I don't looking for. I'm not looking for followership. I'm not looking for money under this. This is what we have sworn an oath. And it's those that comrades that have the same ideology with me, or those that want to join, that want to attract. If Mazi Nnamdi came out on social media to make friends or to make name or to get followers, Onyendu can be a motivational speaker, he'll be making millions. Onyendu will be making millions. But just not why he was there. So we came here for those people that will listen and take it in. But what I'm talking about tonight, don't sit on the fence saying that you're confused. You just had that guy said they push some people so they know what they were doing. But don't, ignorance is not excuse in court of law. You cannot say because you're confused, that's why he couldn't take up it. Just like tomorrow you tell your landlord you're confused, that's why you didn't pay your house rent. You as an IPOB member sworn an oath. Now, Mazi Nnamdi is in DSS dungeon sick. Who is going to take care of our leader there? Who's supposed to contribute their own quota to make sure Mazi Nnamdi can come out? You can decide tomorrow and say he's tired. I want to come out. But do you know why he will not give up? Because already he sworn that oath and so many lives have gone, including his 2 parents. And he's ready to give more. That's why he's still there. So I will encourage every single one of us tonight to not sit in the fence. All you need to do is look more inward and ask questions. What they have done is they've gone around the world, divide IPOB within. There's Chikedozem with his gang of criminals. Now Chikedozem is now the leader of Biafra community, not IPOB. In UK here, IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi. If you have any question here, we are here to answer you. Our Twitter handle is there, and there's email as well. You can contact us or DM us. Those that are supposed to come back need to start now, because our leader requires all of us to come together and restore Biafra. I thank all of you for listening to me this evening, and may IKECHUKWU continue to strengthen, to protect our leader and every single one of us that are still pure. But most importantly, may IKECHUKWU bless all of us and bless Biafra. And only religion we have is Biafra. Biafra remain only religion that we have. And Biafra shall be a free state and a freedom of worship, as Onyendu have proclaimed. And that is how state of Biafra shall be governed. I thank you once again, and I'm signing out. I'm signing out here from United Kingdom. Good evening. Good evening, fellow comrade, lovers of freedom, and people of goodwill. My name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom as one of the principal servants of indigenous people of Biafra, North London coordinator to be precise. Today is the 9th day of June 2023, year of our Lord, and it's 10 minutes on top of the hour, 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, presumably the same time in the Holy Land of Biafra. We are once again congregated here as a hallowed platform that is standing in the gap of Radio Biafra. Biafra Alpha Power Media stand on that gap because as the Cabal have hijacked our mouthpiece, then it's imperative for us to let things to bear whenever we have that time. Today is a bit of emergency. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe. My name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom and one of the humble servants of indigenous people of Biafra, under the leadership of our supreme, indefatigable Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The time here is 9 minutes on top of our 8 p.m. here in United Kingdom, and presumably the same time in the Holy Land of Biafra. I welcome you this evening into another edition of Biafra Alpha Power Media International, standing on the gap of Radio Biafra. As you all know, that Radio Biafra has been hijacked by the moles within. this evening, as we come intermediary time to lay things to bear and to educate our people, this evening we shall do justice to so many stars. Since our commemorate on 31st of May, we have simultaneously been streaming our Restreaming broadcasts because we have a lot to do. But whenever we have that time, we will come up here to let you know things that has been bothering within IPOB family, and it will be critically analyzed at the end of the day. And regardless whoever might be involved in it, everything shall be relayed transparently to the layman perspective, as our leader have always done in Radio Biafra. If you're a student of Radio Biafra, you will bear me witness that our leader always bring it down to the layman perspective, to our mother, whoever might listen to this broadcast subsequently, to be able to grasp out what we are here, what we are doing here. And tonight, like we always say, there's no prejudice. IPOB was solemnly found under being white and whiter than snow, and our objective is to restore Biafra in truth and honesty, regardless any other thing, no blackmailing, no substitute. Our leader taught us well that nobody can confuse us. It is quite mind-boggling that a lot of people are now being in disillusional and dismay. But all these are expected. Onyende said it requires only 100 men and women with clean hearts to Biafra to be restored. Having said that, my monologue this evening, like I always promised, that whenever we come up on this platform, we shall let Biafrans understand the agenda and the agendas of the perpetrators, all those moles that are led by Chike Doziem, the enemy at the gate, the vegetable himself, and the cabal within. What they could not achieve in 2015, we give the credit to Uchemo for them, deputy leader, was the only stumbling block they have, but they think they're cruising. But guess what? All of them are digging their graves of their unborn children, because their unborn children is a generational cause they are inherited. For them to dare to question, to circumvent what this particular project has brought us in. Now, like I always said, a lot of people might not understand where all these problems started. Immediately Onyendu was renditioned, we saw our leader. The 19th of July 2021, Onyendu was kidnapped. And when Onyendu surfaced, I think it's 29th, in the zoo, these people embark upon their agendas they have already hashed upon. Now, some of us didn't know that was a guiding principle that Ejiofor drafted and sent to Madam Oyibo. I will always remind you guys what that particular memo entails and what they are operating upon today. We hear some of them coming out and questioning what DSS is doing. They are in collaboration with the DSS. They work with every arms of government in the zoo, because IPOB is the highest contract in Abuja. I can categorically tell you, because I'm part of it. I know what is going on. If I told you that people have never called my phone or approached me, I'm lying. But we remain resolute and whiter than snow. We shall never toy with the blood of our people, not alone that Onyendu is sitting in the SS dungeon. Solemnly that he believed in the oath we have taken. And again, I want to reiterate tonight, for some of you gullible who does not understand what IPOB oath entails, like all of us lives abroad, any place you work that you have a code of conduct or whatever you call it, or some of people sworn oath before they assume office. But let me tell you something. There's something different from IPOB oath. It is not fetish. It is not juju for some of you delusionals that believe in all these people, that all these religious people. We took oath to restore Biafra, and people have given their lives. Blood is involved. Let me educate you a little bit for some of you who does not know. Any of you that define the oath you took as a member of IPOB, it might not... Listen, some of us forgotten the... because I'm a 70 child. I know what happened back in the day. People don't lie. These things are facts, and it's still happening. Some of you are still praying to your one from one pastor house to another. Try to break generational curse. I want to educate you that the oath you took what you will do to your generation, there's no man on earth can break that curse because it ties with blood. So for some of you, IPOB oath is not fetish. It is not juju. It's simply that you sworn this oath because there's some people that you already acquainted and camaraderie, they now died because of this struggle. And I think you can wash it away, and now they're truncating from one city to another with IPOB fund. I'll get to that very soon. So I want to advise some of you who does not know, IPOB oath has got nothing to do with fetish or juju, but it's solemnly, that is what is held Mazi Nnamdi in the SS dungeon till tomorrow morning. Oh, that's all I want to let you, all of you know. That's part of my monologue, and it always goes onto the issue and what has transpired and our finance. Now, there's a bit of that particular guiding principle that I will always read to some, for avoidance of doubt, because everything we do here is solemnly and is substantially proved that there is nothing we say we don't back it up with evidence. Now, I'm going to show you a particular paragraph on this particular memo, or you will call it guidance principle that Madam Oyibo throws out, which this that gave them the right to embezzle 747,000, open Umeh area account, and our finance have hijacked today, courtesy of this particular guidance principle. Now, on E, he said every fundraising activities must be approved by the head, by the IPOB finance and audit department until further notice. Audit department was nearly Ofebu. That is the agenda. And F said Rita Oeze is deemed an authorized representative and has the authority to manage all finance operations, sign, execute, document, and contract in name of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without any further authorization from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, what this means that if you see Chike Doziem, Chinasanworu told you that Onyendu was sending message, everybody was reluctant. That is where they're driven this power from, that whatever Onyendu said does not resonate anymore. They have their own agenda. Ejiofor drafted this junk and they're acting upon it. I just want you guys to know. Tonight, I'm going to acknowledge one thing here because I want to take it a bit by bit. So, I think on 26 or so, Governor Chukwuma Soludo had an interview on Channel Television. You know, I think that's the third interview he heard, stating emphatically, unequivocally, what his ideas and what he has been asking for, genuinely, that he want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be released unconditionally. And passionate letter, I think about 5 pages that he wrote to the so-called president, which is the late dead Buhari, whoever is wearing the mask. Now, we have argued because we know that Soludo was pure. Soludo came in, he had a different idea. We don't believe, like I said, we are not into Nigerian politics, but we cannot shy away from the fact that those people there are the people that are legitimately being put into place to, to manipulate our people, right? Because there's an agenda. Now, we cannot do without them adding something and saying something. Somebody's going to ask you, what about those your politicians? What are they doing? And then they got in their own, quota from Abuja or whatnot. But Soludo has been exceptional. Abaribe is nowhere to be found since Onyendu was rendition. He's been excreted himself from IPOB. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is back. Nobody knows where Abaribe is till tomorrow morning. Now, but he's done his own part. We appreciate him for what he have done. But Soludo have come. And do you know why? All this particular individual they call Chinasanwo, this faceless idiot, now, is that they've been attacking Soludo because in Soludo find out that they are not up to what they said they were, because they are the main problem. If you see him shouting at Anambra State Homeland Security, they have worked with all these people, and these people know their capability. Just like their boss said, Umeh, you know where their limitations are. These people have accessed them. Soludo is an educated man. He's a former governor of CBN. Regardless, Soludo is an educated man. He lives in the United Kingdom. These people, he's go to America. These people went to school. They're not idiots. even though they didn't believe in what we're doing because they're politicians. But at least he could be able to figure out where the problem lies and make it unequivocally said that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released, there will not be everlasting peace in Southeast Asia, which is Biafra land. And that is a fact of life. But all these moles are kicking against it. And the man still came out again and said it openly. With 4-letter, a 5-page letter that he wrote to the so-called president. Now, I will just roll into his letters before I play his voice, because we must acknowledge this fact. A lot of people have done this, but the fact is that Soludo remains. It's a passionate appeal for the urgent release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And there's a particular paragraph I need to read to you to understand when a man is very genuine in what he's saying. Honest appeal. He said, especially during these past 8 years, as you shepherd a transition process to hand over your successor, you might as well help to smoothen his easy take off by resolving some of the lingering issue, such as Mazi Kanu's detention. I therefore respectfully call on you as a statement to discharge a historic show of mercy and release Nnamdi Kanu before you hand over on the 29th May 2023. And it comes down to say Chukwu Masolido, CFR governor, and copy the so-called Aswaju, the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the so-called Abubakar Malami, the Sam, the Attorney General of the zoo. Now, this is a fact that everybody must live with. And he came out again on the national television and still state back what he said, even though some people were showing where he went to the inauguration, the way they treated him. It's none of my problem, but my problem is those that have opposed Soludo from they knew that Soludo was genuinely even demanded that they should hand it over to Anambra State Government House for safekeeping, instead of him being in the DSS dungeon. So now today they're shouting about his health. Where is he going to have surgery, ear infection? But these people are the people that was on the hem of our affair to oppose anything that is meaningful, that will make our leader have a comfort or even to come out of that DSS dungeon. Now, I want to play that particular audio a little bit. It's very, very important. I don't know. Don't have a clue why sound is not coming out.
The only all of you used to see it.
Okay, I think the audio had issue. So I will skip it. A lot of people have seen this particular video, and for some reason it's not showing here. The sound is gone. I haven't got a clue why that is happening, but I will skip it, which is fair enough for me. It's been out there. A lot of people have seen it. But the point I'm making here is Soludo was very honest in what is requesting for our leaders being released from the SS dungeon. So I will escape that. Now, the center of attraction that we have now is that our leaders, ear infection in DSS dungeon, and subsequently the DSS now is now refusing our leader to have his personal physician to look after him and all of that thing and all of that. But the truth about the matter, this is the tweet from our barrister, the special counsel, barrister Aloy Ejimako. He said, after going through so much trouble to advance the cause of arranging proper medical care for Onyendum, MK, DSS made sure it didn't happen. This will not stand. Onyendu must get the proper medical care that he needs from, physical of his own choice. And that is a very simple fact. And goes on, our prince, which is Prince Kanu Umeh as well, today stated what transpired. Saying today, the 6th of June, 2023, the DSS denied Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's personal physicians and ear specialists access to examine him and his personal medical record after the doctor were initially cleared to proceed to the medical unit where they were supposed to meet with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for his ear examination. An agent of the DSS suddenly stopped them halfway into the medical unit and asked them to leave. The doctor were confused. All effort to know why they were being asked to leave proved abortive. The DSS did not give any reason at all as why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doctor were asked out, if I'm not mistaken. Now, that's the arrangement there. I want to say something here. A lot of people should not be confused about this. These things that are happening is something that we are very, very, very familiar with, the ethics of the zoo. But let me tell you one thing. This time around, what makes it more severe is because we have the enemies within. The people that are working with the zoo government, these individuals have hell-bent on their own about what they are doing. Now, if you hear them talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu welfare, just know that what they are telling DSS, do not allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to have access to his personal physician. I'm going to upload the writing of this guy they call China Sanworu. I don't know who that guy is, if he's a human being or if he's a dead person. I haven't got a clue. But I'm going to play his audio, the audio of 27th, where he admitted his position in IPOB, and subsequently he does not live in Kuwait. If I'm not mistaken, that monk does not live in Kuwait anymore, because as soon as Onyendu was renditioned, they felt that they have accomplished whatever they are doing. He moved to Ghana, and since then, he's been shuttling Ghana to the zoo, and killing the ESN commanders from a distance, because in collaboration with the DSS and all that. So this is something they have all agreed, that Onyendu should not have his personal physician, because all they want is Onyendu to die. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not die, and Onyendu will definitely have the medical, have access to the proper physician that he required. Let it be known that anybody somewhere telling you that they're actually saying this for the benefit of Onyendu or for anything that has to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tell the person that person is lying. Now, there's something I want to show here. You see, the reason why sometimes we bring things and we have evidence to it is to know when people are become, mediocres. This guy is somebody that is nobody, just like this guy they call Ostraman. The Ostraman, they said he died. Some people say his sickness predicts him joining IPOB. And I ask, if Ostraman death predates him joining IPOB, so where did he get the nerve to be questioning principal servant that have been there before him, that because of somebody gave him peanut? His death is just, like I said, if Ostraman was on that oath, his generation will eat concrete because of his treachery. I don't care if he's dead or alive. I'm telling you, as long as you're in this family, is in our code of conduct, that you shall not go against anybody working assiduously to restore Biafra. So the reason why I'm pulling up, because one day this guy will die miserably, and people that day they will put his picture, his family member will put Chida Sanwo-Olu's picture, and he will see people crying that Chida Sanwo-Olu have killed more people than even the zoo have killed, because sit at home, Monday Ghost Town have taken over 2 million lives and destroyed Biafra land. Single-handedly, they initiated it, not Mazi Nnamdi. You can see when people are being mediocre, harsh word, CEO, this is CEO mindset. This is where he's putting himself. Because some of you don't know that Chida Sanwo-Olu is the one now running the DOS. This gang of criminals, he is the one now on the ground. Because Chike don't want to say anything because he's liable to it, as he have already accepted that he's going to take responsibility. What has happened? Calling for sit at home. Now he's keep quiet because he know what is going to happen. In nutshell, you know where all these things is going to end up with. Mazi Nnamdi is going to come out. And despite him coming out, these people are going to face legal proceedings with time because of the crime they have committed. He's telling you about the mindset of CEO. Talk less, do more. A parrot talk too much. But he's the one talking too much. He come to Radio Biafra ranting like a mad dog. And your face is not there. Nobody know who you are. But you could see this sarcastically. And some of these people, we see them, because what they do is social media, they're looking for, all of them that they're monetized, is a blogger. He's looking for followership. Maybe Facebook is paying him indirectly because all of them build their platform with the blood of our people. But everything he says, everything in his now marked out here is exactly opposite to what he's doing. Because you're proving to be CEO. Parrot, you talk too much, but cannot fly high. An eagle is silent. Are you silent? Of course you're not. But has the ability to touch the sky. A lion is silent. And silent from who? Who is the lion? Is he you? So all this is sarcastic words. To sometimes he want to give you guys content to talk about. Fellow idiots. Right? I'm going to talk about their empty threats and empty promises after I finish this, because I'm going somewhere. Now, this is something this guy wrote. I want to bring it completely where it's full, and I want to read it verbatim. And this is opposite of what the DSS is doing today. I'm going to play his voice on 27, and this thing that he wrote, you see where Chida Sanwo-Olu, DOS member, Chida Sanwo-Olu, if you're a human being or a dead rat, what is your position? You have already admitted that you're Middle East rep. I will play your voice. But let me ask you a question. Does Middle East still exist in IPOB, if I may ask you a question? It takes you 19 months since we called you out to actually mention what your position are. You're a member of DOS, and now you said you're the rep of Middle East. And what is the rep of Middle East and DOS member? Can you actually, expatiate what you meant by being the member of DOS and the Middle East rep? Because sometimes people sound idiotic, claiming that you're educated but you're dumb. You're claiming that you're a member of DOS at the same time you're a rep of Middle East, because you cannot tell people what your position are, because even the Middle East does not exist. Now, this is where DSS is driving whatever they have done. Remember when this guy wrote this thing, and before the DSS reacted, the day he wrote this, go and check the day he wrote this, and when DSS reacted, if he's not to have his personal physician. Now, he says, shed wide attention. I want to draw the attention of IPOB worldwide and all the lovers of freedom over this danger development concerning the health of Mazi Nnamdi over the urgent ear surgery by DSS medical doctor. I urge Biafra to object and oppose this operation the DSS want to carry out on the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. We have not yet overcome the Kenya extraordinary rendition saga, and we cannot afford to go into ear surgery operation Buhaha, these are bunkum, under the watch of the DSS medical team, especially when they are planning to give him what is it called? With anesthesia anesthesia that will put him to sleep for some time. Anesthesia will put him to sleep for some time for operation to carry out anesthesia or whatever, but the way they put it. What if Mazi Nnamdi fail to wake up? Do you see where this guy is going? Everybody that have surgery, even my son, when he was circumcised, they will give you anesthesia. Anesthesia does not mean you're going to sleep off. They numb you, dummy. They numb that particular place. They will numb only in this particular place where they don't give him any anesthesia to go to sleep because they want to operate his ear. They numb you, dummy. They numb you. But this is the problem. Some people, now, the Irats, they have wrong with this. The same thing he told them that Onyendu has been poisoned in this. Now he's there. How does he know what? How did he know all these things if he's not communicating directly with the DSS? How did this guy called Chinasa Sanwo-Olu knows every single details if he's not part of the system? You know? But he doesn't worry. When they do someone operation, a particular place where the operation will be taken is where they are going to put anesthesia and deck that place for you to feel numb. It's standard in medical ethics. So who is going to be held responsible? You see, sarcastically, he's just pointing out what he's telling them. All his duty is to make sure that anything that will make Onyendu feel better is been objected. All they wish is that Onyendu. Now, after saying all these things, now let me go forward. There are serious indications that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not make it if he goes into the operation under the enemy's supervision. How can this guy be wishing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead? I don't understand. Onyendu is not a fly. How can this guy be bluntly saying, because everything he says here is about Onyendu's death. That's nothing else. And he's saying it, and the people he's telling it are getting the message. That is why, it is a ganged up, just like Peter will be coming to say he's running for presidency. What he's saying is that objecting indirectly but telling them not to do it because they want Onyendu not to have any medical at all. They deny him his personal physician, but they won't carry out that operation that we're going to do. Do you understand? Are you getting the dot? Now, he's opposing them not to do Onyendu operation. The world is watching. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gone beyond local champion. If Onyendu scratch, I want to explain to Chinasa Sanwo-Olu tonight. Chinasa Sanwo-Olu or whatever they call your name. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu crash today, Britain is held responsible. The world knows that. And we have established that because I know you know nothing. All this ranting, you're ranting. What is how do Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to get his medical, his ear operation done? What have you guys put in place for Onyendu? I will finish this before I'll go into that. I will be coming on air by the weekend to clarify this serious object concerning the risk of the surgery operation. Let Nigerian DSS release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so he can take care of his health alignment inflicted on him by the Nigerian DSS. That is the only solution for now. But how is it going to happen? Now he's calling on Sam, Michael Zekoma, all IPOB legal team, and he mentioned Barrister Ejiofor, Ejimako, and Ejimako, Barrister Nemeka, and Nnamdi Kanu's families and wife and his siblings do not or agree Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to undergo any surgery operation under the knife of DSS. Now, ask yourself. The reason why I read this is because I just said something here because tomorrow telling you that they're going to deaden Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For anybody that know what operation is, all my kids in UK here they were done CS. I have not gone into any knife before, but I can tell you it's very simple. All my kids going into their here circumcision is something in a spot. They dead that place, they deaden it. That is the only thing that happened. If only you have to go under knife on his ear, it is his ear surrounding where the operation is going to go through. They're going to deaden. Onyendu is not going to go into sleeping as this guy is portraying here. Because like I said, this particular thing you see here is a very simple message to DSS to deny Onyendu. Not to have his personal physician, and they oppose them even having that operation because DSS will not be done so dumb to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with operation because they know what is going to happen. Because we know there's no pressure coming from you guys. You guys already have compromised. Everybody knows that. But not all of us because we know what we want. Now, he's calling on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family and the lawyers he threatened. The lawyers and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that this guy have already come on the for threatening that none of them should say anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if you guys, because I will play that voice where he threatened everybody. Now he's still referring to the same people to go and speak to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And where is he? He's hiding in Ghana and shuttling the zoo because he's working with DSS. That is why Chikedozian does not say much. The one them in Europe here is Ayuba and the nitwit called what is it called? This is the so-called European rep, Austin Aban. These ones are truncating with IPOB fund. Any place they have cookouts, you see all of them there. That's what they do. Now, let me explain to Biafrans exactly what is going on here. Some of you don't know. The fact remains that if you listen to this very idiot, last time he come to Radio Biafra, he mentioned Mem. I will play his voices, but I want to say something before I play his voice. He talked about that the next saga is about them. They say that Chikedozie doesn't want to release fund. He doesn't want to release fund. And that is why Onyendu court case, the judge did not do anything. Let me ask you guys, all of us here know how the system of the zoo operates. Even if you call police will tell you they don't have petrol in their car. IPOB have been in this since 2015. And we know how we stay true with the zoo, their system, because it's their system. All our people, they held in different solitary confinement and detention. IPOB legal thing has been going process. It requires money. On a daily basis, when you say it requires money, we pay, because they know once you mention IPOB is about fund. Guess what? The one thing they've done is that they have stifle IPOB finance. They're double standard. They stifle IPOB finance. And for him to come on for telling you that the next thing is that they say that Chikedozie did not release fund and confirm that Chikedozie did not have anything to do with fund, tells you all you need to know. Double standard. Chikedozie does not have anything to do with fund. Then why is he involved with fund? Why have Chikedozie now stifle IPOB fund? And they required money to bribe the judge. He say it live on air to see. He does not even guide anything. Anything he say, he give the expo to the enemy. That they will say that Chikedozie now has not released the fund to bribe the judge. This is his own words, not me that said it. Because the guy talks unguardedly. But the one thing you must take home is this. That if anything happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, God forbid, Chikedozie and his generation, if Arjuna name will be a gold to compare to them. This guy they call China Sanwo-Olu, I know. This the same way this Austrian man died miserably. China Sanwo-Olu death. Vulture will eat his corpse for what he have done. Mark my word somewhere. Anything we say at the end of the day we win because the truth is the only thing that can stand the test of the time. Anything we tell you will happen. At the end, anything we have said in this platform since we came out to stop this mayhem and these monsters is about facts and figures. No sentiment attached to it. Pick up your word, told you what you have done, and give it to you. Now, IPOB fund telling you that the bribe, and that is absolutely what is happening. What they have done have affected our leader by stifle IPOB finance. And he is ranting. He want Nigerian government to release Onyendu. How would they release Onyendu? It's a question. What is your strategy to do that? You have got none. You're hiding somewhere. You're hiding in Ghana, wearing masks to the zoo, back and forth. Is it how you're going to raise our leader? Chikedozie is hiding in Switzerland with his brother, Abani. So just know that not whatever they say has got nothing to do with Onyendu. It is a personal vendetta and agenda they've got. Don't you know that even the judges, the way the zoo operate to come to court, sometimes you have to fund it. That's how the system works. Oh, don't come on air to tell the world because we are fighting our enemy, common enemy. But he's telling them everything. Now he said the IPOB, what he said, somebody's not going to comment about it. We know how it's been happening. All the people you pull out of prison, all of them, he paid money. So that is the system of the zoo. The world knows that. That is why every ambassador that went to Nigeria, the first thing they gave the person is $1 million. They know how the system works. So, but you knew that. Now, how do we get Onyendu out of DSS? Onyendu is paying for his food in DSS dungeon. And he have the temerity to talk about the judge being bribed to blackmail who? to now, what I'm saying is that I want you guys to be highlighting where these men have gone and what they have done. I want to remind some of you who may be familiar with their gimmicks. China Samu Chike Doziem with his empty threats and promises by, the promises that were made to their slave masters and all that kind of stuff. Things they have said in the past. If we remember Chike Doziem coming on air telling you that that we shall replace Zoo flag with Biafran flag. That was in 2021, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's end of 2022 or 2021. Fulani cow meat should be banned in Biafra land. Yeah? Law Panther now is now the new World Trade Center. All these things are word because when people start mimicking, they've lost. Now they are politicizing what we are doing because they send signal to the zoo politicians. They will call them in a corner and give them a bag of money. That's what they do. Hey, come back here, the one they call China and all these are empty threats and promises. Then one slave, Ogu Mozambique is wanted dead or alive. Have you found him? We shall revenge Aba Massacre. Aba Massacre was masterminded by China Sanwo-Olu. Akbarama when there was killed because he knew too much. And the funny thing is that this guy called China Sanwo-Olu was in a bar the day this thing took place. He's telling you someone called him. Someone called him at his own time. He was sleeping. So what time was his time at his sleeping? He was taking nap. Somebody called him. His attention that there are protests going on. And who so defended and who bought the shoes for all these men to be on the street of Aba and asked them to mark? When they call you, they have gone into 14 minutes. All these things is what he said. And he said you're going to revenge. We have not seen any revenge. He ordered the assassination of Akwala Mende and his men. But you know what? We're not going to. Aba Massacre must be. This is one of the things you must remember. That particular day is a day you will live and know that there's a day queries will come up with Aba Massacre. Regardless how long it might take. But you will never get away with it. Because that was a straight order and it was severe. Over 100 men still missing. Akwala Mende and his men. Over 50 of them was murdered in cold blood. Now, what I want to do now is I want to say something here. A lot of people, 30th of May, so many people came out and show that we started this from 2014. Onyendu initiated this particular memorial because Biafran hero and heroines was never. That was only war that was fought. Nobody remember. Even our refugees, they never came back home after the war because of the way the things went. That's why you find our people in Guinea, in Malabo, which is Equatorial Guinea. Our people that went there on all this island, none of them Gabon president is a Biafran. All the childs that went for refugee during the war never came back. Those that went abroad, all of them never came back. Everything was, no victor, no vanquish, and they ended there. Nobody asked for their kit and killing where we're there. And Onyendu walking the spirit of those that have fought before us. That is why I'm saying to some of you that question IPOB oath. IPOB oath is involved with those that died 67 to 70. Some of you didn't know. The first senator that was building in Enugu in 2014. A lot of things happened there. Even though the enemy saw and they knew the significance of that memorial and that senator. But like I said, 30th of May is a day we go into sober reflection. But unfortunately, some of you that watched around the world see what happened. The Cabal, even when you see the Cabal, when they are talking, we have a proceedings on 30th of May, a standard reading worldwide. That is IPOB reading on 30th of May. From 1 to 7. And now people can give their own inside personal, family issues. Some of us didn't see the Biafran war, what the story you've been told. Now, or what has happened in this from 2015, 16, 17, 18. Now we'll have new events that have taken place now. We can give stories that what happened. So, but as we are talking now, you can see what happened in Italy. Because Cabal, when they hatching this cabal, they started it like, you see, when they went to Belgium, they're looking for loyalty. They said they're coming to UK for 1 million man march for 2 days. All these things are IPOB fund. They're using to junketing. All these so-called principal officers, you see them. They couldn't afford all this before. If they could afford it, why haven't they traveled to those cities? Like the one they call Isaiah Yoba went to, after they went to Italy, he spent 2 days there, going to Rome, taking pictures, posting in Facebook, beautiful city of Rome. The same people he's criticizing. Under IPOB fund. Whereas people in back home are suffering. Onyendu is in this DSS dungeon languishing. They have no plan on how Onyendu can have a proper medical. Nothing. Legally, they are not doing, they do zero nothing. But I tell some of you that are still confused, if you're still confused by now, I don't know how to help you. That is when it comes that Onyendu said that the majority of our people are weak and docile. And the reality is settled in within us now. Now I understand what Onyendu has been crying for years. People say they're confused. Confused of what? That you cannot see what is happening? That Chike Doziem is not following Onyendu's instruction? On the oath he took is contrary to it and the code of conduct? And you don't see that? I want to start with playing the voice of the slave child that threatened our leaders' families and the lawyers that is now requesting for them to speak to Onyendu to show you how double standard this individual are, that they have nothing to offer. They're using someone that is pseudo, someone that his face is not known, to be perpetrating their evil and their agendas. And after that, I'm going to play the voice, the people that went for Jamboree in Italy, claiming they're IPOB member. They're seeking loyalty. That's exactly what they are doing. So, but firstly, let me see if this video is going to play to listen to the voice of the slave child threatening those that are supposed to have access to Onyendu, whereas he's nowhere to be found. For avoidance of doubt.
They come on media. They will search.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
All of you used to see it. They come on social media. They will search Chike Doziem. Onyendu will search Chike Doziem. He will search the DOS. All of you are seeing it. Am I the one saying, is it not all on social media? These are distracting the struggle, and they are being controlled by government fifth columnists. They don't know some of them don't know what they are doing. Some of them knew. Mazi, for 1 year plus, when Onyendu, everybody remembered it. For 1 year plus, when Onyendu was caught, IPOB case, do you understand me? IPOB proscription as a terrorist group in the Nigerian court of law. It was there. Everybody could remember when we fought for this, when we fought for that, fought for this. Please, let peace be there. At the end of the day, which date did they get us for the Ninth Court of Appeal for our case? 16th October. Do they want us to clap for them? Whoever got the case, whoever got that date, do they want us to clap for them? Because most of them left what they're supposed to be doing as legal practitioners. They are interfering in IPOB. That is why they got us 16th October 2023. And from Monday that they are going to visit Onyendu, any of them that comes and write rubbish, Akachineke, this night IPOB media warriors descend on that particular person and tear him apart. If you finish tearing him apart, I will show you on ground. That's a walk on where you come back. You come this night, Mazi. Whether you are IPOB lawyer, whether you are special counsel to Onyendu, Makachineke, I am saying this thing this evening. From Monday, IPOB members, everybody listening. If you see anybody, whether it is Onyendu siblings, whether it is any lawyer, he says he's representing IPOB. he comes outside on social media and writes nonsense that will affect the struggle, every media warrior descend on that person. If we find him on social media, we don't find, we will send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because we send ESN on ground to pursue him. Because they are the one causing trouble.
Enough of his ranting. You know, one thing is very paramount. Whatever I said, we said on this platform, we have a very, succinctly put evidence to back them up. This is the same person now writing to ask those people to speak to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the same person told you that sometimes the lawyers bring message. Now they will use their brain now to do what they wish to do. The reason why we are taking it one at a time is that to people to understand where we are. For those that are still confused about the reality of things. These are the people that are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS dungeon. And these are people that are passing messages to the DSS to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Just like Governor Chukwuma Soludo has realized and make 360 degrees. And since then, Anambra has become their worst enemy. We'll come to that. Now, let's go to the 30th of May. There's a reason why I want to play this video here. I want people to realize what 30th of May is. 30th of May is not the time you even travel from one city to another. Especially, you live in Europe here. And what you're going to ask is that expenses of that traveling, who is forfeiting that? They're going to tell you it's their money. They're lying. It's not their money. Austin Abani is a born criminal. Austin Abani. I will start from when Onyendu. I have evidence of Austin Abani requesting money for a particular individual. I have the evidence. My own is that, like I said, if they question, including the girls' bank account back home, I know how much we contributed, how much George Umeh contributed. He has got no right to do that. Onyendu have said nobody should mandate any money, but then we kept, we were saying no problem, things are moving forward. But they planned this thing from day one. Just like this idiot they call this former Italian national coordinator that were running Italy from here, Proxy. Michael Iruanya, he was advising Ogro, tell Ogro that he left 8,000 euro on Italian coffin. I'm still asking Michael Iruanya. I think I saw him in the UK meeting 1 or 2 times here. Don't know, I think he lives in Scotland now. Michael Iruanya are part of the Cabal, the harsh ones. Now, you opened your mouth publicly and said that you left 8,500 euro. Like when you see the Senate questioning people in America, are we going to run a transparent government? Because you guys have brought our finance. When you say from day one that every organization formed by our people, once they share money, that organization will die natural death. And that's why Onyendu distance every man from our fund. Onyendu war, no man should near our fund. We have only one central command, and that central command is commanded by Onyendu. Finance is Madam Nyanya. It's not, it is being that way, even if Chemofoku not there. Who are you, riffraffs? I'm still asking Michael Iruanya tomorrow morning. What was the 8,500 euro you were boasting that you left in the Italian coffin? What was the money meant for? We have our international account to show you it is not today. Just like in UK here, 10,000 or 14,000 we raised in the medical corps. That was what brought problem here. When national coordinator came, he was questioning. The money went into individual account. To get the statement of account, people want to know where their money went to. It became an issue. So I want to show this video to show you where they have gone. 30th of May, they went to Italy. On IPOB, they went on tour. The day we're supposed to be, in America, on the Memorial Day, nobody travels. Do you know what Memorial Day is? People don't travel on Memorial Day. People don't travel. People go back home. So you stay on your home country and remember those that have failed. What they are preaching is to believe in the leadership. He asks him, who is the leadership without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Look at Isaiah Oba, a bloated monk. The idiot I spoke to has gone, don't even know his left from right. The idiot I spoke to, asked him, you are a deputy European rep. This is what's happening in United Nations. You people should solve this problem. He said, I don't know. Before I talked to, I said, my brother, there's an issue. Because you see all these people saying that, they have turned IPOB into social club. So what they are doing now is that they're sharing money within themselves. They see their meeting, anytime they're doing meeting, you see them put it on Facebook where they're drinking. It is not freedom fighting. That is not freedom fighting for me. I know how we do our meeting here. Those are serious. So I'm going to put the video. For a reason why because Austin Albani is the real den devil. That nitwit, that monster. Austin Albani. Austin Albani is the real devil. Quote me anywhere. As that guy is ugly, his heart is more darker than the charcoal himself. Austin Albani. When he started with Madam Anya, Austin Albani, why would you talking about command and control? You are just the ordinary European rep. Madam Anya is the head of finance. And you dare question Madam Anya and you tell me you're doing command and control in IPOB. Amadio Hamaboya generation, Austin Albani, you are a devil. You people started this evil. I asked you a question, you never answered me. You see him in Italy. And some of all these majority of all IPOB you see today, some of them are looking for paper. People need to know the truth. The majority of these people, they're holding hostage or those who are looking for paper. Assess all of them. Some of them are living in law for 10 years, they didn't have paper. It's now we get to realize why some of them join IPOB. And I'm telling you, if you swore an oath, I've told people, anybody that got paper with IPOB blood, that paper will suffocate your generation. As a young man in UK here, I tell him something. When the guy came out, he called me and said, my brother, don't call me, please. I've done my job. You're a member of IPOB, attend meeting. Just know this is a board of our people. All the people jumping my media warrior. 80% of them are asylum seekers. But Amadio will strike all of you dead, one after another. For toying with the blood of our people. I want to play them where they are on Jamboree in Italy. Believe in leadership. You ask him, which leadership are you talking about? Which leadership are you talking about? Is there any leadership or the IPOB than the one Mazi created? We say no to it. Anybody somewhere mention any name is the biggest enemy of IPOB. I want to hear what they say because I still got another 30-40 minutes on this program, please.
International.
Remain resolute. Remain very, very committed. Do not sabotage. Please use it as an example and remain committed. Support us, support the leadership. Remain committed.
Do you hear the moron? Remain committed, support us, support the leadership. Did he even have him mention Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Did you hear this idiot? This non-entity, this dumb idiot, this dumb fool, this bastard. Did he have him mention Onyendu? Support us. He's on a trip in Rome. I think this is the first time I was in Rome in 1997. I traveled to Rome first, 1997. I was in Rome first, 1997. Some of you just came to Europe. So maybe you travel from zoo to Ireland and your prick they rise you up. I was in Rome 1997. I don't know where some of you were then. Because I will mention the year I traveled, I have gone countries. I know some of you then, I don't know what you are doing. You just went to Rome yesterday and taking pictures to show how low life you guys are. This is something we have given up. We've told the world on our own fund. Decided to join and do struggle. They think we'll come here to have fun. You listen to him. He said he's talking about themselves, not about the Onyendu or IPOB itself. To show you their mindset and the agenda these people have for this struggle. Let's go.
Support us, support the leadership. For some of you.
You know, life is a bit. This idiot they call foreign. He lives in Poland. I don't mean to degrade people, but look at the clown. I think they used to live in Italy, but he saw his hand in Italy. Then he moved to. He chose to live. If you want to live in Alaska, on Eskimo, is entitled up to your business or Basaram. This animal is seen here. I wrote me a personal message.
Thank the IPOB Italian and also the national coordinator, the new national coordinator of IPOB Italy.
Yeah, he's thanking the new national coordinator because that is the purpose. Italy was a no-go area for them. And I warned them a couple months ago. And it was in verbatim in the memo in the sent. But they could see acknowledgement. It's not there to give any word of issue of that bothering IPOB. On a Memorial Day, you're talking about people to support the leadership. Not to support Mazi Nnamdi. Not to support Onyendu. Not to tell them, oh, what are we going to do to get Onyendu out? Now he's talking about what they are doing. Anyway, let's go.
He has, for him to get us to come down here is not an easy thing. At the time, I remember speaking to him, he said, Mazi, I don't know that this national coordinator is this difficult. So welcome to that. It's good that they do job for me. I said, no. So we've been there before. Please, he will definitely need your support. Encourage him. Don't be a discourage to him. And also, we have our European mobilization officer here, Mazi. Also, is one of.
Anyway, I'm not gonna let these idiots. It's okay foreign and useless as now. This one now, this bloated cow is the center of attraction because he is the one now. Now they're projecting a member of DOS. You know, every member of IPOB must publicly maintain decorum. He's claiming that he's a board of DOS. But he comes outside to film, you know, to bring catastrophic event within IPOB. People's belief is something that you don't toy with. And they know where they're going with it because now they have failed. And their final push is to see how those that steal, because now the fire on the mountain is within themselves. Because anytime when you groom a monster, when that monster is actually, you know, fully blown, what it will do is to turn around and look inward. That is exactly what is happening. People don't know how IPOB would react. Forget about what they are talking from their mouth. Some of these men don't sleep at night. Take my word for it. So I will let these idiots, but I want to show you this is where they went and the word that come, the Italian new national coordinator, the one that opposed. This is not, he's not Italian national coordinator is Ogro. Not this monster they're showing you on, because this is a gang of criminals. This is what they do everywhere they go. Look at him, telling you that it takes him, how it takes him to get into Italy. How did he get you there? Because they fund your transport and your hotel accommodation and all that, and food you're eating. Anybody that see you, can you run for 2 minutes as I'm looking at this idiot through this screen? You cannot. Now, I'm going to let them. I just want you guys to know, on a Memorial Day, and these are people claiming they are principal servants. Do they understand what Memorial stands for? He say he lives in Ireland. Irish people supported Biafra immensely in charity. They are the one that so many of their pilots die for giving Biafrans relief. And we respect Irish people for that because we are in the same struggle. They go through British. But not because of people like this. Now, I want to move forward again to the last broadcast that this idiot made. I want you to hear where he introduced himself, who he is. For some of you that have been doubting when we make a session on this platform, because we are not here to blackmail people. That's why I told them, if the so-called Austrian man, he will not rest in peace. My judge, you may said it. Anything I do let it follow me and my generation as one oath to it. Because I knew that he embarked upon to blackmail people based on what somebody told him. I don't know if he's under oath, but if he's not under oath, you see, IPOB, there's something people must understand about IPOB. Everything that concerns IPOB has to do with people's blood. So knowingly or unknowingly, you involve yourself in IPOB, there's a detriment to it. And it's a heavy one, which is generationally caused. I feel no sorry for him and his household, because before you embarked on black, like I'm saying today, every word I said, I judge you. If you want me on debate, come out. Those that know me personally, call me on phone. I will tell you time and date. We don't blackmail people. That's why I give you evidence first. Now, let's listen to him for the last broadcast he came, because what he do, they always be on the background pushing him to go, say it. Nobody knows you. You know, your face is not out there. Yeah, you have to ginger them. And now you have employed some recharge card media warrior, just like he now mimic what Onyendu do. Naturally, Onyendu is on air. Onyendu don't send people to go and start putting his bulletin on Facebook. But that's what they do. It doesn't make any sense. Because he's projecting himself as the CEO of IPOB. The mindset of a criminal. These are petty 419ers. Somebody that lives in desert. What do I have to do with you? After sniffing dust for decades, as you claim that you are. I don't think it's your choice of country, but that's where you found yourself. But it's a pathetic situation. I want to listen to this voice a little bit, and I've got other stuff I'm going to talk about, and let's move forward from it.
International.
Mazi Chinasa served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. And I also served the indigenous people of Biafra as the Middle East representative.
Now, this is his word. Chinasa Nworu is a member of the Directorate of State. And also, he served as Middle East representative. For avoidance of doubt, IPOB hierarchical structure in countries, national coordinators are official member of DOS because they call them to DOS meeting to communicate to every country you are in. And on that meeting, who calls meeting within countries is the rep of that region. That is how IPOB is structured. This guy is constantly telling you that he's a member of the DOS, and now he's telling you he is a member of, he is actually the Middle East rep that foresee the affairs of Middle East. And you'll be asking yourself, for the last 24 months, where is Middle East in this? There was one they used to call Anya Kings that lives in Dubai. Like Dubai again is another dungeon for our people, because they promise they're going to work there. Some of them go there, they wouldn't even walk, they wouldn't talk. We understand all these gimmicks. That one is nowhere to be found. I think some of them now found out that there's no room on what they are doing. Some of them are regaining their frontal lobes. I don't hear about him because, you know, all these people that I see jumping, all these people, all these failing angels that came back in IPOB, we pick them up from day one. That's why we are gatekeepers. These people that you see that went now, they bring them now as contractors now to become their attacking dogs. But my happiness today is that after 19 months, I've been hammering on this idiot. What is your position? The question you people should be asking Chinasa Nworu is, how is Middle East doing in this struggle? In this struggle, where is Middle East in this struggle? From day one, Chinasa Nworu has been a stumbling block. Onyendu have suspended him. And when I was going off on this guy, when I found out that this guy was the main devil within the so-called the dogs, not DOS, the body that govern IP, because they're no longer talking for IPOB DOS. They are the dogs, DOG in the small letters and S. Yeah? You know these dogs that are back. That's who they are. not DOS, not hashtag on capital letter. That is the body that governs IPOB. So anytime you, or just some people that will call Onyendu Kalo, Nnamdi is Kanu, K-A-U-N, Kamano or not Kalo. Just like when people talk about dogs and DOS. Where is he in this struggle? And what has he done? And at some point, I want to pick up on this, because I'm not going to allow you to play all of them, because I got other videos to play. But I just want to, my only point I wanted to give you, because when we say things, we back it up, that Chinasa Nworu has no affiliation with IPOB security architecture. He might have been sent errand, but he wasn't for some of those Onyendu mentioned as is. When they talk about and what is it called again? As a word he used. What's that word? The what is this? What is it? Emissaries. Onyendu emissaries. It was not mentioned. One day he confessed that Onyendu suspended into Chikedozium, and I said, my instinct never lied to me, because Chinasa Nworu has a pathological hatred. Ostinaba and hatred about Onyendu was when Onyendu suspended United Kingdom, because Okachi is their brother. George Umeh was the first person I stood for Okachi, and I still maintain my ground on that time. Not for now, not for Okachi of today. Okachi of when he was our national coordinator, I stood my ground because I did the right thing. And when Onyendu came, I didn't speak to Onyendu, but I followed the command and control. The same thing I was stood upon is what this Onyendu decision. Which I'm for, leave Okachi, let me deal with Okachi. When Onyendu disbanded UK, Austin Albana his mouth was running mouth on that meeting. Onyendu tell all of us to go to hell. You guys are rats in the cage. Onyendu moved on. Onyendu lifting United Kingdom suspension because of one of our sisters died here. And they hold that against our leader. As long as Onyendu was rendition, now this evil, they spearheaded on their everybody now, the hatred they have for Onyendu now spike up. We know all these things. Let them think that we don't know. We know. Like I said, I want you guys to come out and question any word I've said. Can you put no pants completely? I want to listen to you. There's something I want to pick up here.
This evening, I have come here since the Nigerian government failed to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, or when they failed, immediately they renditioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they failed. Kanu today never knew that he would be renditioned, kept under the DSS dungeon after he have lost his family, the parents. What happened in Afarupi Beku? I am sure if he knew all these things, if there was a fortune teller who told him all this, but because pivotal.
I have to interject in this particular assertion. You know why? That is why I know that this guy don't even know who Onyendu is. He said if there was a fortune teller, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu embarked upon this journey, and it was clear to him. Let me remind you more on again. Onyendu proclaimed that he will sacrifice his two parents in front of them with his wife in Afaruku Ibek. I want to reiterate again, you idiot. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it in front of his two parents, even before Joseph Kanu come and visit them in 2017. Onyendu knew what was going to happen to him. Let me remind you. Nnamdi Kanu have predicted what only thing that has not happened, what Onyendu have said since 11 years ago, is that Biafra will be the final miracle. That the day Biafra will come, just like as you run like a madman now, none of you will believe it. All the things you're saying here is that you're buying time. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu he's not regretting being in the DSS dungeon. That's one thing I want to clarify here. If Onyendu want to come out tonight, he will come out. It's just to him to say that, you know what, I'm tired with these animals. Like Onyendu said, if it is not for Chukwu Okabiam, I will never speak to any of us. I want to correct your assertion tonight. Because you're so daft that you don't even know who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. If fortune teller, who is the fortune teller to tell Onyendu? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu see beyond any fortune teller that ever lived on this earth. For your information. I want to pick up one or two words again.
In this struggle, Some businessmen in Anambra were part of the people who sponsored, who put money for the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some businessmen in Anambra. I'm not.
You know, this we have all this. This for me, this is a shenanigan. Some of us remember when the itemized so-called DOS, when we were not sure, and the more powerful is writing his jargon. When they send him, he will write. They put name, even if Anyoba name was included. Later they now clarify if Anyoba was not there. You know, all this was happening. We were just quiet watching. Now Anambra is sectioning Anambra people because why? Money is not coming into their pocket anymore. Do you know why he's mentioning Anambra? Because Anambra has become no-go area. They're not getting what they were getting. Because China Samuel does not. It doesn't mention that it's the European Middle East area because Middle East does not function. The guy for the last 17 months is in Ghana, sheltering Ghana and the zoo, living large on the IPOB post. The money was supposed to be channeled to our people and Onyendu's issues. That is why he will tell you that DSS should not put knife under Onyendu. That it will give him a seizure and Onyendu will not wake up. Did you see his mindset and his wishes to our leader? The only thing he would Onyendu is to say that man, you know, DSS cannot kill Onyendu. The world knows that. Onyendu Ohamalike, that is his name. He cannot kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's undiable. Until the day IKECHUKWU said Onyendu, that is your day. So all these rhetorical words you're using cannot help you, bro. You're hiding. You see, Ostraman death will be, I don't know how to put it, but his own death might be a ceremony to compare to what is going to happen to you on the path you have chosen, with your generation, or not only you. Mark my words somewhere. Let's listen to
saying everybody, but there are a lot of, you see people, oh, they have money, but there are a lot of criminal people who are born criminals. They better exploit our land with the full. For the fact there are people in Anambra who are millionaires, who make money from criminality. I'm not saying there are no genuine businessmen. They are there also. There are also high-level criminals. You can find them in Anambra also. The moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition, last time I came on radio, I talk about Achala. I talk about Orca North.
I was talking about, but let me just say tonight, for some of you who does not know, this their new distraction they have brought in is something people need to be very careful with. I will reiterate again, religion is not something IPOB is all about. IPOB operates on freedom of worship. Onyendu have said it. If you want to worship, sand on the ground is entirely up to you, and that is how Biafra is going to be a free state. When they started the issue, when Neri Ofebu and Co. and the one that was supposed to travel, because the person that started attack on Madam Nyanya was so-called Darlington. The guy couldn't travel even to Cape Verde. He ended in Senegambia and went back. These are people that cannot feed themselves. They feed other people. Now, it was orchestrated. They never said a word. Yeah? Now, before Nelly Ofebu came in, including Simon Ekpa, they all vigorously campaigned against because they were targeting IPOB finance, and now they confuse a lot of people. Almost 50% of people were confused. Now, before this so-called Azubike, nobody know who this guy is. I remember Mazi is bringing that buffoon. The first time I see him, I know there's something not right with that guy. The way he talks. You know, people that are claiming, if I'm here, if I want to go into Cotton as someone that lives in the United Kingdom, you won't hear what I'm saying. If I'm talking to my fellow co-worker, you won't even hear what I say if I want to, right? So I'm not going to be coming here like our leader. I'm using Cockney to speak to my people. Hell no. I have to speak English that everybody can understand what I'm saying. If you require me to speak Pidgin or mix it with Igbo sometimes, fair enough, but I keep it that it's a standard. People should hear me, including the white person or whatnot, right? Now, I understand that this America, where he lives in Maryland, I have friends in Maryland. I've been in Maryland so many times. If I mention them there, they might know them as well, you know. So, and when Mazi gave him option, when he have issue with Ubuefi, he declined all of them. I know the guy was not pure. When the guy came out now, because they started with ESN fund, it was this guy now that pushed for IPOB totally. All our fund, including monthly due, including our levy. Now, that is when now they went all for IPOB fund, even to go to shut our international account in Germany. It was vigorously campaigned by this so-called Azubike and the guy that taken Umeh in South Africa. And all the things they said about our leaders' family. I want to play their voice on when they started. And I want to play a little bit of our voice of what they have done recently. Because we need to carry people along on the dealings within IPOB. As we come on air, you know, we can shuffle within things and sail through with it.
Canada is just a bad market. I don't know where they adopted him from. They should have chosen another town. They look around. The only person they see is Kanu. Had to look at international. Now look at what we have brought upon ourselves. Yeah. So the thing is, not always it's not. I don't know why people are saying. If you are indeed the son of Jesus, how come your father, in your junior ones, blues or Gawunyel for how possible is that? So I don't know, whoever that give birth to Kanu that should come and take back your child. Because you guys can take the money. Don't take the child away from them. Because this guy is disintegrating our land. He's disintegrating the balance. But
Biafra.
Okay, I have my reason why I play this audio. Because it's very, very important that anytime we say something, we have to back it up with the evidence. A lot has been happening lately, and they have started again. This so-called religion issue they brought in now is number one is a distraction. I'm talking to the real IPOB members. I'm not speaking for them. I'm not concerned about what they're saying. But get my point right. If you are hardcore, Onyendu said at the end of this journey that the only people that will remain is the hardcores. I repeat, that word is allowed. Onyendu said the hardcores. I'm not saying I'm one. But if you're standing on your ground, understand the mechanism of the enemy. Now, this so-called religion, you see them coming out, busting their head. This is another strategy they have brought in. Because now they know they are losing the ground and they know our leader is coming out. So they want to create more confusion and chaotic environment. But I know if Mazi can come out today, everybody will fall online. But I'm telling you not to get more confused about them. Because what is happening to them is what they sow, they are reaping. Majority of them does not sleep at night. They sat down, they were discussing about the late Loyal Highness Israel Kanu and Ugeze. Every day, they made it their topic. And they think you won't have retribution along the line. I will leave it there. I want to play a little bit of their voices, what is happening lately, and where they're coming from. So you to be very careful, not to fall prey to another trap they have set for some of you. IPOB, we have one central command, and we does not entertain people, questioning people belief. We have a freedom of speech and freedom of worship in IPOB, and so shall Biafra land be. Only you have said it.
For Alpha Power Media International.
Chinedum today, Jonathan Chinedum, He made a broadcast yesterday, and in his broadcast, he was out there criticizing, condemning, bashing Christianity. I don't know who sent him this errand. I don't know the purpose of that broadcast. One thing I know for sure is that religion is a very delicate thing, very, very delicate and very dangerous. The moment you inject it into anything, any group, anybody, any family, it becomes a problem. It's a pity that Mazi Jonathan Chinedum has gone this route to continue from where he stopped. As a matter of fact,
you see, life is a karma is real. Karma is real. I remember this same Chinedu. I've called this program 1 or 2 times, and I deem him as somebody that is a bit of a little bit of enlightened with some history thing. So sometimes I call him to contribute in what he says. But when I knew that he's a daft, is when he was moderating the microphone under IPOB. Even Madam Nenyanya that pays the bill of the airwave that he is allowed to broadcast from, that I paid for. He was there taking sizes. That day, I marked him bad. Now, all of them knew when he was, that is the one thing about life. Karma is real. Some people might think it's not. This is what they saw, and this is just the beginning of their meltdown. Go and mark my word somewhere. The same person that now is crying foul was person laughing at the Kanu family for no reason. That is the reason why we must show you the evidence before we react. Let's see a couple words before I move on from them, because I have 1 or 2 more videos to play before I end this program.
My question now is, what is the purpose of this broadcast? What is the purpose, or what is the gain for criticizing Christianity? Is this our primary goal? I thought the primary goal of IPOB in general is to restore Biafra, to restore our political and national freedoms. These 2 things are the key things that I think that's our task. I am surprised. Even Mazi Chinesanwuru mentioned it in his broadcast that it brings division. The key word there is division. Why is it that Mazi Jonathan choose to come to Radio Biafra that I pay my money to support and come there to criticize and bash Biafrans? Now, Christianity. Now, I have been reliably informed that Jonathan Chinedu don't even have a family in UK. He does. That means if you don't have a family, you don't even pay your dues.
Another thing again, I want to correct this idiot, because I'm 110% sure that Jonathan Chinedu does not live in UK. But if the person lives in UK and hiding, that means they are not pure. I wouldn't say, but I'm saying, if Jonathan Chinedu reside in UK and I, George, you may don't know him, then he does not exist here. Because our deputy leader of all people, we have access to him, talk less of who is he? But the good thing, my happiness here, is that the same person that we are ranting his mouth, cussing out, he's the person that said Kanu is not a biological son of Israel Kanu family. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that word means? I don't think you understand what it means. And I want him to say something before I react on it, before I shut off this idiot.
I'm calling on these people, these puke face people to show me their financial records. I want to know how much they have contributed so far, either in ESN or in their normal dues. They pay monthly. We pay monthly. Where is the account? I want to know how much they have contributed to this movement that they want to destroy. So did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu leave IPOB for people like this leadership, current leadership, to misdirect us in terms of religion. Is religion our focus now? Which is better, religion or our freedoms? Which is better? So, why is it that the leadership is allowing Isaiah Uba to come on radio on his personal thing and be bashing Christianity? Chinedu Jonathan comes on Radio Biafra, the Radio Biafra that I contribute to sustain and support monthly, to come and bash Christianity. What right has he got to do that? And as a matter of fact, everything is on the line. I don't care anymore. Has he reset the brain in his family? Has he reset the brain in his nuclear family? Who is his father? What rights has he got? That if he was brought up that he wasn't well brought up. Because if I'm well brought up, I will not go out there and be bashing and attacking people.
I'm gonna stop him here. I hope somebody listens to this guy. You know, like I said, karma is real, but this is just the beginning. I would advise the real hardcores to ignore these individuals. Everything they have done is now retracting back on them. You see, life, if you know how your life is going to be, when you're hurting somebody, go look yourself in the mirror. He said he was, he says he was brought up well. He was brought up well. And he says from Umuahia that you see vendetta. You know, this guy, I don't know his family, but he has something against the Kanu family. But you see God in heaven. Whatever you sow is what you will reap. I will stop it there because they are inconsequential. Now, there's somebody that is very, very pivotal on this whole saga in IPOB and IPOB destruction. The same role this guy played in 2015 when you dismiss him in court. Obete. Ejiofor is a very dangerous man. If I knew Ejiofor is from Olefite, I grew up in Itemili. When he has issue with one of his brother and he said the guy never helped him and all that, I go back on things, how people talk. You see, I advise people all the time. There was one of close friend of mine is late that I lived with somebody. When the day the guy was saying stuff, I called him in the corner and said, my brother, come. The last thing you will do in this world is you to speak ill against any man that have sheltered you in life. Regardless, whatever that person done to you. Never, ever they bite the finger that fed you. The reason why I'm referring to Ejiofor is nobody before he get in contact with Onyendu. Because the property lawyer in Abuja, which is up to now, is a defrauded individual. He still have a case. He cannot defend Onyendu. Bruce Fair made it abundantly clear. Now, I will play a voice where Ejiofor said that he's most trusted. And the day I heard that voice, I knew that this guy was the main devil within what is eating IPOB up. I knew that day. I follow my instinct. Nobody told me, but sometimes things will come. I ignore it because I cannot say things I'm not sure 100% until it become clearer. The memo that Rita Eze, that Chikresm is operating today, is your wrote it and gave it to them because it's on audio. We have it. You have done program for that. Now, I want you to listen to Ejiofor. And the issue now, where is Ejiofor in present situation of Onyendu? Is lead counsel. He brought Ezekoma. I don't care what Ezekoma is, a Sam or whatever it is. I don't give a crap about what it is. Not my problem. We pay him to work for IPOB. If he cannot work, he can go to hell for all I care. I don't really care. My point is this. He brought Ezekoma because he wouldn't let he couldn't accept that Ejimako could have done something. None of them. Any proceeding that held in the zoo, including the establishing the rendition, all this is initiated by Ejimako. Umeh has sued Ejimako. Ejiofor could not establish that Onyendu house was invaded in 2017. What has he done for IPOB? Instead, what he was doing is getting our people being locked up with money because we are paying money and they knew it now. The money, they stifled the fund that Onyendu cannot even have his proper medical. He might not have his proper medical because they know they're holding the money. That's the main fact. But the question is, where is Ejiofor in all this situation? Every time and then you see him writing emotional blackmail words for those that believe all this emotional bankruptcy within our people. Let's listen to him when he said that word and he understand where.
No.
For you, do you have anything to advise those who are fighting the DOS and the leadership of IPOB?
Well, if you are following my updates, I've severally admonished in line with instruction from my client. And what I can tell you is that I understand that many people don't understand that any message coming out from me is coming out from Nnamdi Kanu. I must say it today. If I write any word, I'm saying this because I know that tomorrow somebody will record what I'm saying now and keep it for him to see. Any message coming out from him, from me, but this mouth, writing updates, is coming out from him. Don't add, don't subtract. I don't even subtract. So I encourage people to pay attention to my updates. I'm Nnamdi Kanu most trusted. Go and write it down. I am his most trusted. Most trusted.
I will stop him there. Because it's very, very important that we sometimes speak a word and just done with it. He had what he said, that whatever he writes is what Onyendu said. So can somebody ask Ejiofor the guiding principle that he gave Madam Liteze to be portrayed in IPOB to open Umeh account? Did Onyendu approve it? That's number one. You are most trusted. That is word of psychophancy. Ejiofor has been mute for a long time. That's why only China Sanwo is the one now. Sometimes, because that one, sometimes after it doesn't do anything. He's somewhere in hotel eating IPOB money. He's lodging somewhere in Ghana, squandering IPOB fund. So they will force him to come out and say something. He's doing nothing. All the control is the gang of criminals they created in Biafra land. They talk about, they want to stop sit at home, Monday sit at home. Who initiated Monday sit at home? Who initiated Monday sit at home? Onyendu suspended Monday sit at home 72 hours before they announced it on air. Who initiated it? So whatever happened, it is you and your boss, which is Chikedozie and the vegetable, are responsible for anything that, like I said, any death that have taken place from the day you people announced that sit at home. You guys are liable to it. Ejiofor, where is he today? It's nowhere to be found. When Ejiofor made this assertion, I knew that Ejiofor is the real enemy against Onyendu. It is very plain. It's very obvious. I can upload his colleague Nnemeka's memo where he copied his name with Onyendu's name. Till tomorrow morning, Ejiofor never commented on that memo. But he was quick to react on Soludo's issue. And when Bruce Fem pointed out that he has a case to face because he's facing fraud case in the zoo, so he's not qualified to represent Onyendu. That's why he never done anything. Onyendu was released in 2017 out of pressure. That pressure, because he was a political, Onyendu did nothing. It is fact. Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi done nothing. What we are fighting for, self-determination, is enacted in their useless law, in even West Africa. It is something that gives us, just like Julius Malema in South Africa, they're in parliament. The legislation allows you to agitate, just like us. But because we're dealing with animals. So where is Ejiofor in all this? The most trusted. That's why I played his voice tonight. But let it be known, Ejiofor is the most dangerous one among us. And Zekome that he brought, I don't care what he is, because he was one that recommended him. There's a soft touch between them. That is why they're arguing with the zoo prosecutor when they go to court. Missing words. It's unprofessional for us to accept that. So where are they with what's happened to our leader? And finally, there's a reason why I'm going to play this voice here and I say something, and that is call it a night. I will say something before I play this guy's voice. Some of you are not rooted in the struggle and not actually qualified or graduated in Radio Biafra. Onyendu have done extensively a lot of teaching, and they're giving us a lot. That's why we can withstand any pressure. When issue of P2B arise, I will give you one scenario. There's a particular family that called me here in UK. They were not attending it. They live outside London. They've been contributing simultaneously on the struggle. I remember one night, that woman called me and said, George, why don't we now support P2B? Because they see that Obina is making waves. I'm not getting up because I always stay upright. And I have to lecture her a little bit. But I know who P2B was. Anybody that knows that P2B murdered our people in Ezu River, more than 300 Mossad members. And they're the one that voted him in. And P2B have never showed any remorse till tomorrow morning. P2B is it's like a family friend, my younger ones. I can tell you categorically. You know what I mean? But like I said, we know who P2B was and the distraction it brought. This was a planned game to distract some because they know how domicile and gullible Igbo people, and they get the best out of you people. The question you will ask yourself, how many times would they use you for experiment? So I want to ask somebody that's saying that P2B is a God sent. So what is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? What else can you prove to somebody that Nigeria is not working? Is it the same court that released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, United Nations? Human Rights Working Group have sanctified Onyendu, and their court of appeal discharged Onyendu that it should not appear in any other court. Is that the same court you want to go and sue the same people that the Malami? Is that where you're going to sue them? You didn't know this, so you still want to prove to them because P2B now is the God sent. And IPOB pull a press release that P2B is a God sent. Can you listen to that? I don't know who this Emma Powerful is, but sometimes they say the guy lives in Ghana. You see all these people that live in sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah? It is a pity. But Onyendu said that wretched people does not do freedom fighting. So I want to tell you tonight, P2B never came to contest the election. P2B came as a distraction. Now, even when they ask him about Biafra, he said Biafra died 54 years ago. So he has no remorse about Biafra. The man is a stone cold. You see the way you talk like somebody choking his neck? He's a very deadly animal. Put me anywhere. I judge you message because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done extensively. Go to YouTube and type Ezu River. Onyendu went and do that particular investigation himself. Because Onyendu was one time a Mossad member, because our internal leader established Mossad to Biafra not to be forgotten. After he came back and found out that they ridiculed him. That same ridicule is what Onyendu have stand against because he has a mandate from heaven. That's one thing I want to correct. But like this recharge card media warrior, this guy, they give him 4,000 naira. You know, some of them will be writing, maybe they're using dictionary to write. But when they speak, they can't even speak. They're choking them to death. You know, and they're claiming they're writers, they're teachers, they're this, they're that. But it's very important to see where he's defending the so-called dogs about quoting P2B as their messiah. And I'll close this program. There we go.
Okay, this is just a very quick one. You know, I have been reading a lot of things from some people, especially in the social media, both Facebook and Twitter, people talking about that IPOB press release. They say they describe P2B's mandate as divine mandate. And some people have been making things out of it, saying some sort of things, saying that why should P2B's mandate be described as divine?
It is quite pathetic. This guy, you see their write-ups, because they don't work. They will sit down and be copying and pasting with mandate. His mandate is called mandate. He's a teacher. Claim that he's a philanthropist. Teacher. Teach me nonsense. These are people that are sharing 4K. He's explaining to you why P2B that you can capitalize. You know, this kind of who use this kind of English in this modern days? Capitalize. And someone tell this guy to go back and try to look more into his modern dictionary, because this kind of word was word we used when we were still in primary school. Because I was born 70s though, But it's very good that they come out now. They think holding microphone is something they can just sit down in your comfort zone talking jargon. Mandate is not mandate, sir. It's mandate. And second of all, P2B, let me allow you finish because it's not long.
Minded. I don't really understand what some people are trying to say. I don't really understand some people sometimes. How is it that you cannot describe P2B's minded as divine minded? Okay, now take for instance, if it is certain that P2B was rigged out, if P2B is truly the people's choice, it's the people's choice, not the choice of God. Because if the P2B's choice, OB is a people's choice, then why is it that somebody, when it is destroyed? And meanwhile, when we say that P2B's minded is a divine mind, don't you know that P2B, OB's voting of P2B in this election have already scored a very big point for freedom fighters? Or don't you know how to capitalize? IPOB have used capitalization for a very long time to score a very...
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. God give me strength. You know, I'm highly, highly disappointed. Highly disappointed. But you know what? I have taken a lot of heat as long as it has to do with IPOB, because when I look at my leader and his position, I think Onyendu said this project is 30 years, but it's a good thing. These are one of their media warriors. It's just like when they came out and said that Ogolo, Italian National Coordinator, cannot speak, he cannot write. I will bring Ogolo on this program one day to interview him 101 with me. Because, you know, we say things the way he is. He is Italian National Coordinator. And the day they had joint program with the Americans, you know, a worldwide program. To be honest with you, I've had these people speak for months, years. I have not had a Ogro speak before. But I was flabbergasted that day that interview was carried out, and the man was spot on his words, very concise, as he should be. Look at somebody that claiming that is a writer. He's calling mandate. It's not like, sometimes slip of tongue. If you say something once, then you realize that it's, a slip of tongue. You could say is a honest mistake. But the guy constantly saying mandate. That is divine. But your leader is sitting in DSS dungeon. Which other significant, or what else do you require to prove to somebody that what the zoo is not working, based on the tribulations of IPOB and our present leader being held incommunicado with somebody being extraordinary rendition, and he still believe that P2B have scored a lot of goals for freedom fighters and they capitalize. The word capitalize is something that I have not heard this word for over 3 decades. Anyway, I'm gonna call it a night here, and I thank every single one of you that have listened to me. For those that are just joining, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe. My name is Mazi George Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom. and one of the humble servants.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. You know my phone. I know you understand. Okay, luckily, the person that called me, honey, I have been very frustrated. You see, since yesterday, I'm honestly very frustrated. So maybe if I found somehow, some certain things I don't have. But right now, thank God that you said what you said. So when the person that called me, I asked him the question. I said, I have one of our financial secretary, national financial secretary, that asking me, there has to be, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I I answered the question that I asked you based on what I know. But let me correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you are asking me is that you want to know, you want to have or see the document that gave me authorized representative. Is that what you're looking for, honey?
Yes, the one that was the one that the lawyer gave you.
Yeah, the one that that they have to give me that authorization. Okay,
yes,
good. Yes. Because when you asked me the question, I said to you, my answer there was more for me and you. That my dear sister, all we know is that we are financial secretary and the financial treasurer. Whatever they gave me is what I gave you, and what I give you is what I have. But you were asking me about the document that actually that can prove that I am the one that there was authorized.
Right. Wait a minute. That's not. Wait a minute. No. That's not the one. See, in our meeting, after we had that meeting, remember after the meeting, the emergency meeting we had with the lawyer, after he made all of that stuff in the statement, you said, "Can you please give that to me in a memo?" He was supposed to give you that in a memo, in a header. From his attorney, from that attorney's office.
Okay, if that's what you're looking for.
Yes,
he didn't
because that's it. I have been getting harassed by my members asking me for this information because nobody wants to put it. It's just I can't. I can show them the information you gave me. I can show them that information, but right now it's like.
Really? Okay, listen to me now. Let me tell you. I asked that question because I did not want to do anything without putting something in writing. He said, yes, there is something put in writing. So after the meeting, my dear sister, the man called me and said, where is your email? And then he wanted the email. Well, he has the email of the other lawyer because they are supposed to receive the same thing. And those are supposed to receive the same thing. I gave my email. They have the lawyer email. So he took that thing. And I was like waiting for the memo. I never received. So
who made up the memo?
Listen, let me finish so you can understand me. Then I gave him my email and the lawyer's email. So when I called him, when I waited for him like on Monday, then I went on the air. After the meeting, I'm still promoting the liaison. I got so upset. I called them again. I said, where is the who's supposed to be sending the? I thought you're supposed to send me the something that I can use to go and open the account. He said yes. But look at how, that's when he started explaining to me that draft will come to me after. Those who put it in the IPOB this thing and sign it, that's when he's going to give me that signed one because of what is going on with him in Nigeria, he cannot use his own whatever to write him. All he did was that he writes a draft of what our leader wants, send it to a dossier, tell a dossier to take that draft. That draft does not have his letterhead or anything. Take the draft and put it in IPOB letterhead and sign it, then give his own copy to use to open an account and give the lawyer the own copy to keep for our leader. That's what. Then they continue to do up and up, never do it.
Right, so who wrote the, wait a minute, that's what I'm saying, wait a minute. So who wrote the memo that you gave me? If you haven't been able...
Let me tell you what happened. When a dozen could not do that, then I was crying because some people were calling me and cussing me out. Some people were abusing me and threatening and all that. I started on Sunday of that week. I honestly was heartbroken and crying. I called the Jaffa and I called the US, the lawyers. I was crying on the phone. I said, I don't know what to do. Those years have not given me the paper and I have not opened the account. Many of my people are very confused. People are cutting me out. I don't know what else to do. That's when the lawyer in USA told Jaffa, there is something our leader signed with us that gave representative. And your father said, really, if I knew that such a thing was there, I wouldn't even go through a dossier. I would go through you guys. Because the only reason why I went to a dossier was we are trying to use IPOB letterhead. If I knew that I saw that the dossier would be because as the HOD, so he can find it and start spending it. That's the only reason why he went to the dossier. So the lawyer, Ejiofor, told the lawyer in USA, activate it. Please activate it. So they are the one that activated this because.
Okay, so the lawyers here in America are the ones that did it.
Activated it, yes.
Okay. What? They sent you a letter.
With both of them.
Right. Okay.
And this thing.
Right. So that means that. All right. So that means that they had a document that was signed, that was on a letterhead for the lawyer.
By our leader. There is a document they have that's signed by a leader that gave that to represent.
Okay, the affidavit. It was where's the affidavit? You're talking about the affidavit.
So that's what, based on what you said now, Madam Latina, I only want you to please understand the whole story so that you cannot get confused and you're thinking that I have something that I'm not telling you, I'm not answering you. I'm telling you what I know. Now, please, after this story, you're going to tell me that you understand what I mean. Please, or you're going to say what you understand. So I'm 100% sure that you understand what I mean. It was the only reason that made these lawyers, the four of them, to even do anything else because our people were calling me on Friday and they were calling me all kind of name. Some people record something and some people are confused. Some people were saying, where are we going to put the money? I didn't know what to do. I started calling a Ejiofor and calling this lawyer. They were all in line. I was crying and said, if you guys want to help me now, help me. Because I don't know what else to do. I do not know. I don't know why Edosia has not signed the paper for me to go and open an account. They keep delaying it. So this is when the lawyer in USA said there is something, information that's signed by our leader that gave me authorized representative. So immediately Ejiofor heard that. Ejiofor said, if I knew that such a thing is, I would not go through a dossier because Ejiofor had been calling a dossier every day. And the dossier keeps saying tomorrow. So now we know a dossier doesn't want to do this. So the lawyer said, okay, you need to activate that authorized representative so that Madam Umeh can now sign for our leader. Because our leader is not sign for since our leader gave him authorization with the signature of our leader. So Madam Umeh can go sign for our leader and use that paper to be able to open an account. And that's what they did. And that's how I get the thing. Okay? So, because remember.
Right. So if that's what. Wait a minute. But that's what was given to you. Where is that information? Can you send it to me?
Which information?
The one
that gave me authorization.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you now. So long as the lawyer says yes, you can go to Department of Justice. You can go. It's actually official document that is in the Department of Justice IPOB. If you go there, you will see it. And I told him to send me the link, and he said he's gonna send me the link.
Wait a minute. Who wrote the document that you gave me? Is what I'm asking.
It's the draft, though. The draft was given to a dossier and the lawyers, and the lawyers in USA.
Right, but how did you get it? Because you say you were still waiting for him to give it to you. This is what's not making no sense to me.
Okay, see, that's the point. You are not listening to me. Please,
I am listening.
Let me say that again. The document was written by our lawyer, our leader's lawyer in Biafra land. That document, that draft was done. But our leader wanted the draft to be sent to a dossier and to the lawyers in USA. I find out why Anita did that. Because when Edosia finally sent a letter out, Edosia cut it off and on and sent the one that wasn't complete. But Edosia does not know that our leader gave the same identical information to the lawyer in USA.
Right.
They know.
So that's what the lawyer in USA gave you.
He was busy playing games. Cutting it off, not saying it. So when Edosia was not willing to information and give it, put it without giving the information. The information will now put in the, what do you call it, in the letterhead or whatever, which your knows all that information that you see there was identical with what a dossier has. But a dossier did not know that our leader gave it to the USA attorneys. He thought he was the only one in going. So he was basically blackmailing and delaying, thinking that he's the only one that has the information. So when it dawns on John 4 that a dossier is playing games. And when I called them and crying, that's when this lawyer was said that to activate, because they already had the draft. They said, now let's activate. John 4 said, activate that to represent whatever representative. So if anybody wants to know whether it's true or not that our leader actually put my name as the whatever representative, the person, the lawyer just said, you can go to the official website of the Department of Justice, IPOB. You're gonna see it there. Our leader signed it, and he said whatever that it was said in this document. It says it's there. So this is how I get it, honey. Because this is how I get it. Because otherwise, a dossier still has not given me. But unfortunately for a dossier, he did not know that these people has it too. The lawyer has it.
Who drove to get the affidavit signed? Who was it? What is it? Electronic? You got it off the thing. You got it off the site.
The information was given to me. I have to, because I'm supposed to sign for our leader. So if you're notarizing something, you have to go physical. They take your information to sign. So I get information from them. I went over there. I looked for the notary place, and they take all my information. They notarize it. So that will give me an opportunity to sign. So immediately I did that, I took the same paper and went to the bank and used it to open an account. Okay. Because that's the only thing I used to open an account.
Right. Well, as of
those still have not given me anything.
Right.
Now.
Okay, and I understand that. But as of now, it looks like you have been acting all on your own. There's no documentation. You haven't. This is what I'm talking about. Jesus, I need.
No, honey.
No, this is how it looks. It looks like this is literally how it looks. Like if there's no information coming from the outside, and the information that you have is something that you got and went and had done by yourself, it looks like you are acting.
It's not me that get it and do myself. The lawyers did it and give it to me.
Right, but why? So if they, that's what I'm saying. If the lawyers did it, where's their copy? Because the thing is this, the copy that you sent me was done in Maryland. Is that where our lawyers are?
Honey, the lawyers will do something and send it to me.
I do understand because I've gotten documentations. I've gotten. Right. It's on a letterhead. Usually when it's coming from a lawyer's office, it's on a letterhead from that lawyer's office with that lawyer's name on it. And it's a memo.
We don't want it to be in our IPOB letterhead. It did not want
I understand that. But for your and I, that's for our regular, that's for the members. That's for the members in a regular letterhead coming from his lawyer. But for you and I, we're supposed to have documentation from the lawyer's office itself.
Okay, that's what I'm telling you now. The document that you're going to have that said that somebody, I'm the representative, we can get it. The lawyer is about to send me the link where we can see where our leader signed and said that. That's number one. Number two, I told these lawyers now, just a dossier or something, no, they say a job for. I said a job for. One way or the other, you have to honestly come out and let the people know that this is from our leader. You cannot, this is the only way you can just this is for people. So a job for, according to them now, said he's going to do it. I said he's not going to do the, actually I called him, I didn't pick up, I didn't get him on the line. But the most important thing is this. These lawyers in USA, at least, have already said that they're going to send me the link. Because I said, if anybody wants to know, this is already filed in the Department of Justice. So under it's official document. That's where the representative come from, authorized representative come from. And the only thing was sitting on didn't want to do it. So they have to do it. If Dozier doesn't want to do it, then this, what do you call it? The lawyers have to do it. But because I'm the authorized representative, they have to give me this information. They have to give me the paper. I have to actually get it as an email where it's actually clear. So I have to, I basically took my computer and went to the authorization people, whatever. They printed it out from my computer, from the email. They printed it out so that it will be this thing before I even notarize it. I give my information in his eyes. That's how it was. But they give it to my computer. I went there and just do it, and they put it in words or something like that. It's still there. So I take basically my email, the whole thing, take my phone, my computer, went to the place, and go there and said, this is the information. I saved it. I go there and see this is the one, and they bring it out. They print it out. I gave them my information. And all the things that they asked me for, I did it and notarized it. That's the only way I could have opened an account. Otherwise, I wouldn't have. By now, I wouldn't have opened an account.
Well, okay. At this point, I'm not. I am stepping down as the National Financial Secretary. I can't do this. I cannot. I can't function like this. I can't. There's way too much going on, and the information that I need, I can't get. Which automatically ends my my chapter here in Colorado.
Listen, what information you're looking for?
I told you that they have, my members here have been poisoned. I thought they had been poisoned.
Oh, okay.
And I told you that I had gotten phone calls.
You are trying to prove something.
Yes, I have to bulletproof. I have to bulletproof what I've been doing. It has to be bulletproof. If I'm putting this information out there and they're requesting to have certain information and I don't have that information, that makes me look some kind of way.
No, listen to me, honey.
No, but it do. But it does. But it does, though.
Listen, let me say what I have to say anyway. Honey, if you want to do whatever you want to do, if you want to make any decision, that's okay. But let me tell you the truth, honey. Criminals always make somebody else look like they're criminals. That's their titles all the time. If they are already poisons, of course they will be blinded. They don't want to do. They will always find a thing to make somebody else look like criminals. The bottom line about all this is that our leader is not in a place where we can always reach him. And Nigerian people and some of the bad people we have here know that, and they're taking advantage of that. But one time our leader actually have opportunity to do something, he did something. And with hope that people he kept here, had he been that information that Ejiofor got, gave it to Edozie, that Edozie did exactly what our leader told him to do. That thing that he told him to do, take the draft, put it in your IPOB letterhead, stamp it as a HOD, sign it, and give it to my people. That this is what I said. That's the instruction I said. But no, he didn't do it. And he got this information for a long time from the lawyer. He still did not do it. Okay? And then,
at this... I do understand what you're saying, but at this point, it doesn't change my thoughts. It does not change my way of thinking at this point. And I don't.
Another way of doing it to open accounts was done, and now they turn around saying something, and the Ejiofor actually, if they had allowed our Ejiofor to go see our leader yesterday, all these things would have been over. If they had done, and do you know what they said they did yesterday? They said that the DSS brought out their computers and saying that our leader is running IPOB from the DSS. It's part of the reason why they don't want that's what they said. I don't know, because people are saying a lot of things these days. I don't know. Okay? But my point is this. This thing that was there, if we had acted the way our leader told us to act, because our leader knows these people very well, all this rubbish will not be happening. So now that this thing has been done, the way that the lawyer said it was done. So right now, listen, I tell the lawyers now, you guys have to find a way to come in the public and clarify this thing and let the people want or not. You have to find a way to come out and to say it.
Exactly. And until then, I am stepping down and I am done. I don't need this kind of heat on me. I don't. But I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm so sorry. You know my phone. I know you understand. Okay, luckily, the person that called me, honey, I have been very frustrated. You see, since yesterday, I'm honestly very frustrated. So maybe if I found somehow, some certain things I don't have. But right now, thank God that you said what you said. So when the person that called me, I asked him the question. I said, I have one of our financial secretary, national financial secretary, that asking me, there has to be, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I answered the question that I asked you based on what I know. But correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. What you are asking me is that you want to know, you want to have or see the document that gave me authorized representative. Is that what you're looking for, honey?
Yes, the one that was the one that the lawyer gave you.
Yeah, the one that that they have to give me that authorization. Okay,
yes,
good.
Yes.
Because when you asked me the question, I said to you, my answer there was more for me and you, that my dear sister, all we know is that we are financial secretary and financial treasurer. Whatever they gave me is what I gave you. And what I give you is what I have. But you were asking me about the document that actually that can prove that I am the one that there was authorized.
Right, wait a minute. No. That's not the one. See, in our meeting, after we had that meeting, remember after the meeting, the emergency meeting we had with the lawyer, after he made all of that stuff in the statement, you said, can you please give that to me in a memo? He was supposed to give you that in a memo, in a header, from his attorney, from that attorney's office.
Okay, if that's what you're looking for.
Yes,
he didn't
because that's it. I have been getting harassed by my members asking me for this information because nobody wants to put it. It's just I can't show. I can show them the information you gave me. I can show them that information, but right now it's like.
Okay, listen to me now. Let me tell you. I asked that question because I did not want to do anything without putting in writing. He said yes, there is something put in writing. So after the meeting, my dear sister, the man called me and said, "Where is your email?" And he wanted the email. Well, he has the email of the other lawyer because they are supposed to receive the same thing, and those are supposed to receive the same thing. I gave my email. They have the lawyer email. So he took that thing. And I was like waiting for the memo. I never received. So
who made up the memo?
Listen, let me finish so you can understand me. Then I gave him my email and the lawyer's email. So when I called him, when I waited for him on Monday, then I went on the air. After the meeting, I'm still promoting the liaison. I got so upset. I called them again. I said, where is the, who's supposed to be sending this? I thought you're supposed to send me the something that I can use to go and open the account. He said, yes. But look at how, that's when he started explaining to me that draft will come to me after those who put it in the IPOB this thing and sign it. That's when he's going to give me that signed one because of what is going on with him in Nigeria, he cannot use his own whatever to write. All he did was that he writes a draft of what our leader wants, send it to a dossier, tell a dossier to take that draft That draft does not have his letterhead or anything. Take the draft and put it in IPOB letterhead and sign it, then give Madam Yubo his own copy to use to make an account and give the lawyer the own copy to keep for our leader. That's what. Then they continue to do up and up and up, never do it.
Right, so who wrote the, wait a minute, that's what I'm saying, wait a minute, so who wrote the memo that you gave me? If you haven't been able...
Let me tell you what happened. When a Dosian could not do that, then I was crying because some people were calling me and cussing me out. Some people were abusing me and threatening and all that. I started on Sunday of that week. I honestly was heartbroken and crying. I called the Jaffa and I called the US, the lawyers. I was crying on the phone. I said, I don't know what to do. Those years have not given me the papers and I have not opened the account. Many of my people are very confused. People are cutting me out. I don't know what else to do. That's when the lawyer in USA told Jaffa, there is something our leader signed with us that gave Madam Oyibo authorized representative. And Jaffa said, really? If I knew that such a thing was there, I wouldn't even go through a dossier. I would go through you guys. Because the only reason why I went to a dossier was we are trying to use IPOB letterhead. If I knew that I saw that the dossier would be because as the HOD, he can sign it and start standing it. That's the only reason why he went to the dossier. So the lawyer, Jaffa, told the lawyer in USA, activate it. Please activate it. So they are the ones that activated this because.
Okay, so the lawyers here in America are the ones that did it.
Activated it, yes.
Okay. What? They sent you a letter.
With both of them.
Right. Okay.
And this thing.
Right. So that means that. All right. So that means that they had a document that was signed, that was on a letterhead for the lawyer.
By our leader. There is a document they have that's signed by a leader that gave that to represent.
Okay, the affidavit. It was the. Where's the affidavit? You're talking about the affidavit.
So that's what. Based on what you said now, Madam Latina, I only want you to please understand the whole story so that you cannot get confused and you're thinking that I have something that I'm not telling you, I'm not answering you. I'm telling